What is happening, y'all? Welcome to the list. We're going to do it. We're going to do the top 100 starters for week 5 of fantasy baseball. Yes, it's the fifth time we're doing it this year officially. We had like the 2 preseason ones, and then we started on March 29th for the year ahead. Jarnicles, good to see ya. Hey, I realized that like the West Coast people, now you can come hang out. This is happening. What is happening? This is happening. Thanks, Justin. How's the kiddo? Doing okay, Justin? They feeling better today? Yeah, I'm drinking. I think I'm gonna have 3 cups of coffee today to make it easier for fast. I gotta have one for the podcast later, but I gotta get through this. Yeah, that's right. That's right. You guys are. Oh man, that game was so good. I mean, look, I don't expect you to be up at 5:30 a.m. for the morning, the morning first pitch stream, okay? Get to watch a live stream instead of a VOD. Look at you, right? You get to be here now and ask all the questions you want instead of just hoping that someone in chat asks the question you're looking for. In the middle relievers, okay, yeah, I see that. It's like the day, the openers. We have the firemen, Oh man, what is this? Why are we? I think we get our most traffic right now in the day, so WordPress is being weird on the back end right now. Is that what's going on? It can't be. Yeah, it might be that. It might be why it's slower on the back end right now. I just got a connection lost. Never see that. Anyway, the fireman hour. Hey. So if you're new here, this is your first time. This is going to be a long stream. This is not like a quick hour-long process of making a list, okay? I slave over this every time. Awesome, JD. Good to have you. Happy Otani Day as well, Leo. Good to see you. Alec, good to see you too. Haverstall, Custom. All of y'all, great to have you here. This is the process, okay? And you can understand why it takes hours and why I do it once a week and I can't do it on weekends and all this kind of stuff. First thing I do, and thanks so much for the sub. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, thanks for using Prime Gaming. Yeah, you guys, if you have an Amazon Prime, if you sign up for Amazon Prime, you have that. You have a free Twitch sub you can give away. That's completely free. Lunchtime with Nick. Good to see you, Rob. So this is what we do. I read over all of the SP roundups I've written, okay? If you guys haven't realized this already, I am only able to talk about pitchers this way because I force myself to do that SP roundup for 2 hours every day. That's the only reason why I have any sort of knowledge base about this stuff or whatever. It's because I do that. So what I do for the list is essentially like during the week, I have a mental note of the list. I remember actually doing the roundup in 2014, but not the list, right? And it kind of occurred to me like, oh yeah, I have like a whole understanding of who I like more, so why not just make a top 100 every week? So I go over all of the SP roundups through the week, and I take notes on it. Who am I raising, lowering, all this kind of stuff. Who am I adding, removing, and I essentially just do it as a refresher. That doesn't take too long. That's about 30 to 45 minutes. Then what we're going to do is using that, double check on who I should be removing from the list based on injury or just like I am not in on this. And then we're going to see, actually first, before we even do that, I'm going to say, who are we adding definitively? Like I want these people out there. Either it's someone getting in the call-up who's confirmed this week or was injured, is not injured anymore, all of that stuff. We figure out who we want to add, who's missing from the list. Then we do the remove to make sure we're at 100. And then and only then do we start ranking, and that takes a while. I go from the top to bottom. So go top, get to a point where it gets hazy. Then I go from the bottom and go up, and then I make the jaws, and I create the little mini tiers as I do every week. And then we're going to spend about 30 to 45 minutes doing the notes of that, because that's the most annoying part, but I need to outline all my thoughts so that when I get 20 million comments about it, there's a place I can point to and say like, hey, I answered that already for you. So that's what we're doing. We're doing that for like 3 hours, if we're lucky, every Monday. So during that, of course, I'm someone who likes to procrastinate. I love talking to people. And essentially I'll be taking questions from you the entire time as well. Okay, so please do not hesitate. Do not hesitate to ask questions. If you're asking where they're going to be on the list, I don't know. I have no idea yet. The list is always relative, right? So I feel okay. I could have had Rodon and Rogers on my 12 team. I refused to cut Tyone and Kluber. I'm so sorry, Armely. I'm going to keep calling you Armely, and I know that's not it, but we went over this. I feel like Tyone was very close yesterday, hoping Kluber can be. Yeah, I mean, I would rather have Rogers. Rodon is one. I don't know June 1st who's going to be better between those three, Rodon, Tyone, and Kluber. Rogers feels like he's soaring. Christian Javier, top 50? Probably not. I'm sorry. I do like the fact that the slider's there, though. And like actually used as a whiff pitch. That was cool. That was finally cool. I remember seeing that as a debut and being like, that's a very good breaker. And he's not really using it like one, you know? Would I trade Castillo for you? Absolutely not. And I'm so sorry you have 9 worms. Doesn't sound pleasant. Maybe if they're like your family, that's fine too. Yeah, Armely, you shouldn't beat yourself up over that. Like I don't think anyone would have felt that way. Should I flip Danny Duffy for Trevor Rogers? Yes. Yes, you should, Alec. How would I define the list for... So I don't look at Eno's rankings. I don't look at anyone else's rankings. I do this to be purely unbiased. Having discussion with you guys is different than seeing another expert's discussion. And that, and especially with Eno, who I respect so much, I can't look at it. So command stuff, awesome. Like I think he has a certain way of doing it. Mine is completely different. Mine, everyone like wants, I don't know, they want like a chart of stats that I'm using for it. And you guys know me. It's like I like to think I'm a bridge between the analytics side and the scouting side, where there's a lot of eye test involved. There's a lot of believability of development and mechanics and how pitches are used and what could be better, that kind of stuff. But then of course I'm going to look at a lot of numbers too and just verify a lot of things. So Eno, Eno is able to have like the command and stuff numbers as kind of his it's a really good foundation to be able to talk more about that eye test stuff, while I'm not, I'm going to differ from that. So it's just different. It's just a different perspective. There's going to be lots of things that Eno's going to get right with it that I'm not, and vice versa, I hope. I mean, probably not, though. Everyone likes to think what? Glass Cobra, I don't know. Gaussman for list image is a good guess. I'm curious, actually. Yeah, this is always a fun thing. I'm not going to tell you what the list image is. I'm not going to tell you that. City's Top 100, maybe the first legit list of the year, being a month in now. I think last week's was a real upheaval. That really, I started shifting things around. I moved up Glasnow and Burns, for example, and Woodruff, and so on. That was the first real one for me. Is it a coincidence that Driveline changed its name to Bazooka the moment Bazooka Dan? Wait, did they really change it to Bazooka? Is that right? I missed that completely. Driveline changed to Bazooka? What? Welcome to Bazooka Factory? Why would you rebrand? Driveline is fine. No one else is calling it Driveline. Yeah, I mean, they're just saying kind of like the gas station Bazooka Factory. Fine. I think it's more of a, like, still drivelinebaseball.com. Yeah, Bazooka Factory. Okay, that's all. Yeah, I think it just says welcome to Bazooka Factory. It's not. I don't think it's a full rebrand, because it shouldn't be a full rebrand. That would be very silly considering how like they just finally got Driveline in our vernacular, Like, did they have a blog about calling it Bazooka? No, right? That's just Where did this come from? I don't know. And Mr. Joe came in there, right? Bazooka Joe. No, we've always been joking. Like, I think Zach Hayes said, like, the new best shape of his life is he went to Driveline. I don't want to say he went to Bazooka. Oh, thanks, Haver. I appreciate that. Haver's tall. That you appreciate my eye test. I thank you, man. It's a very I very much understand how in some ways I feel like it's snake oil or homeopathic remedies and stuff, because it's pseudoscience. I'm not actually. I mean, I like to think that I'm telling you things that are conclusive, whatever, that are like better, but it's not as rigid and objective as numbers are, if that makes sense. It's more subjective what I do, and that's not an easy. I appreciate that you guys like that stuff. Any thoughts on a Wednesday streamer between Herman and Minor? I think I'd go Minor personally. I think you're fine with both. The problem with Domingo Herman is that his fastball, I'm like, he's gonna fall today. If he actually falls, because that wasn't confirmed. Is he even on the list right now? I don't know. And I'm just gonna take another moment before I start jumping into it. But Herman's fastball was very whack, and curveballs weren't doing enough. Well, Minor, I think it has a good enough baseline at the moment. He's confirmed for this weekend, so yes. But it doesn't matter. Fir Tree. I mean, because he's on the list or not, he's going to pitch over the weekend. So he's back on the list. I don't know where to put him. Probably around like 14 or something. Glasnow, Woodruff, Burns, Flaherty. I'll probably put him right behind Burns. I might move down Glasnow underneath him, so it actually might be Woodruff, Burns, Lynn, Glasnow, Flaherty, Gallen. I kind of want to put Gallen, but Flaherty, but whatever. I might do that. I feel like the ace pitchers have been hard to read so far. Well, you'll see it today. It's going to be Luzardo, Montes, Bassett, Minaya. Same order as it is now. Lynn, they said, is coming back this weekend. I'll double check it, but ooh. I mean, if it wasn't confirmed yet, let me just double check it, all right? Barring any sort of unforeseen setback, Lance Lynn will come off the injury list and face Cleveland in the season opener to close out the month of April this Friday at Guaranteed Rate Field. There you go. It's from MLB's beat writer Scott Merkin. So he's pitching Friday. You want that, absolutely. Like, he's not going to be limited in it. You're just going to let him pitch against Cleveland. To be fair. Oh, the Bazooka Dan. Hey. Matt's turning into an ace for some reason. That helped me. Well, that's weird. That's a Vargas rule. To be fair. Oh, man. Is Ryan Weathers worth getting now? Absolutely. He has a fantastic start lined up this week. Ooh, for Corbin. Short-term Ryan Weathers, long-term Corbin. I'm going to say that a lot. Like, it's up to you guys if you want to make those moves. I believe June 1st, Corbin moving on, last 4 months of the season will be very, very worthy. And something to think about. Evaldi and Heaney have incredible StatCast metrics. Do you trust either? When you're saying that, when you're saying that you have incredible StatCast metrics, there are two things I want to mention with that. One, if it's just the sliders and stuff at the top, essentially that just tells me they have been good, right? That's what that kind of stuff generally says. They've performed at a certain level so far. What I care about when it comes to advanced metrics, I think you guys know this about me, is very rarely do I cite like FIP and Sierra, because those are expressions of underlying skills, right? And even those, even like the advanced level stats, I don't talk about too much. From me, all I talk about inside those roundups are like, how is this changeup working? How is the slider working? What's the fastball doing? Where's he locating this? Did he get unfortunate in this game? Like, did he get singled out? All that stuff. So when I see like StatCast numbers look good, what I'm actually going to tell you is with Eovaldi, it was a weird start over the weekend. Like, so far, all of a sudden, he had this plethora of secondary options. Eovaldi being a fastball guy forever, with trying to find, is it going to be a cutter? Is it going to be a splitter? What is it going to be? Is like number 2 pitch, right? And so far this year, he's been able to throw a slider and a curveball and a splitter and the cutter, and like, what? All of a sudden, all 4 of those were working, and then none of them really were working against over the weekend. I believe against Seattle, and it's just like, wait, what? Like, are we back to normal there? And that's the analysis I want to give. You know, like, he was deserving it before. His secondary pitches were up to snuff, but we just don't know if he's going to keep doing that. And that's really the second point of, like, you know, I hear both sides of this. Oh, through his first 3 starts, he has a 5.8 FIP. Oh, man, he's got only a 3.05 Sierra, so through his first 3 starts. It's 3 starts. It's like, you know, the hardest thing about what I do and us playing this game is just because a guy has performed a certain way, Luke Weaver having amazing command with his fastball up and his changeup down, does not mean in the next start he's going to also have that command, right? And he didn't. And Luke Weaver, that's why I use that one specifically. Same with Michael Wacha and so on and so forth. And the thing about aces, what makes them so good is when they have one start where they have their command, in general, that means they stick to it for a while, and you can base it. You can bank on it moving forward. So when they lose it, you have a history to say, okay, no, they will make that adjustment and then be in rhythm, and that's what makes an ace. Because everybody, like, look at Trevor Cahill has like a 1 earned run, 8K start, 7 innings. Every pitcher is capable of an ace start, but it's about the believability of it. So I hope that's a very annoying rant, and I'm so sorry. But I closed captions. Someone wants to type it out, by all means. Now, but I hope that really explains kind of where I'm coming from with that. Sondran. I get that kind of question a lot, so you're not the only person that, and I feel terrible every time that I don't want to, like, I'm not trying to call anyone out or anything. It's just kind of where I come from with it. You have to regress stats, or the stats ain't mean nothing. But with Heaney, he's kind of oh, thanks, man. With Heaney, he's been notoriously volatile through his career. Like, this is good right now. We're like seeing good Heaney, and I'm so cautiously optimistic. We could just see him on the stretch for a while, but it's not typical of Heaney. And we've only seen these couple starts, and we actually have seen the volatility in this, you know? You see, like, in Chicago, all of a sudden he allows like 4 runs in a heartbeat, but then all of a sudden now he strikes out 10 Astros, and it's like, what do we do? He is the cherry bomb. I mean, that's, I think, what is just going to be through the year. So Roto Leagues, I guess you kind of deal with it. You're going to take a 4 ERA and a 125 whip and a near 30% carry. And like, all right. Oh, that's awesome, Jay Calloway. Thanks, man. I'm happy you've learned stuff during this. All right. It's 12:20. So I think it's time to start the actual process of the list. Keep all your questions coming, though. This is like my favorite part, honestly, is just, you know, why do we do this? Why do we like write about fantasy and do podcasts and all this stuff? So that we can have conversations. All we want to do is talk about it. And the idea that you guys want to hear my thoughts about things is easily the most touching part of this entire job. So it's crazy to me. All right, let's get to this. So the process here, as I was going through before, all right. Well, I'm just trying to navigate the entirety of the of my monitors so that I can do this well. Okay. So we're gonna write some wonderful notes. That's what's happening. We're gonna share the screen and look at this duff of smoke from from Justin Paradis because he's dope and does dope things. I'll do this. I'm gonna change where I do this. Here you go. And then we can pull you down. Whoops, that's not what I want at all. I want that. And then I can put my notes on the same screen. Cool. Can do this. Move it over. Everything's grand. All right. So what we do is we go through these. As I have my notes this here, and then I've got you guys here. Is John Means hot start legit? Kinda, yeah. Yeah. I was super into Means. Like the end of last year, we started seeing it. It's weird. It's like he's throwing 93, which is good. But if you look at 2019, John Means had good change of command and a good fastball, but the fastball was like 92. And I got really excited because he was throwing harder in 2020, 94 or whatever. And we're kind of back to 2019, but 2019 was still good, you know? And I think there is a ceiling to go along with the 2019 floor. Man, that's hard, balls. Ire balls 21? Sure. Tyone and Montgomery. Today you'll probably will see Tyone. It's close. It's pretty close. Air. Gotcha. Air. Yep. Jane Eyre. I should have gone this. How much does upcoming schedule impact the list? So here's the thing, Jimmy. I try as much as I can to incorporate the schedule. The problem is it's a lot of work. Like I need to then memorize 40 or look up 40 or 50 guys. Because the second half of the list is all dependent, is like all your waiver wire churn and burn kind of thing, right? So I'm going to try my best to say like, hey, schedule matters. And if you guys are not using this as a reference, like I can't express this enough. This article by James Schiano comes out every other Monday. So next week there'll be even an update. Goes over every single rotation schedule. And look, things are going to change, right? The orders are going to change. Who goes where? You can figure it out. You'll be like, oh, cool. They just played their second game against Chicago. That means he's right here. It's unbelievably helpful. Okay? It's this article. Just bookmark it. Bookmark it. And then when you have the new one, just change the link of that bookmark to this. I use it every single roundup. I use it every podcast. Everything is this. It's amazing. Wheeler or Fried? Is there any new news about Max Fried? Is he coming back? He's just throwing side sessions. So 100% Wheeler. James Schiano, man, I can't give you enough credit. You know, I'll say this. I asked the entire staff who wants to take this on, and James was like, I want it. I want to do this. He deserves all the credit for it. Singer in play. Yeah, he's in play. I don't love it, but I think he's on a good enough roll that you can trust him against Minnesota. Laugh out loud. I'm not saying LOL. That's your name. I think you're okay with Singer against Minnesota. Do you think Savali ends the year higher or lower on the list than his current spot? I think it's exactly where he is now, Kyle. If I thought it was higher, then I would put him higher. All right, fine. No. I'm just joking. I hope it's higher. That would mean that he found his major money pitch, right? But he hasn't quite gone there yet. Hey, thanks so much for the follow. We got Flavortown. We got Air 21. I'm not going to say the whole thing anymore. Dare to be what? What are you? Okay. But thank you so much for the follow. Series X, thanks again for the sub. Black Scorpion, thank you as well. What you start to, I believe, will yield better fantasy results. Oh, man. That's not fair. Rodon or Alcantara? They're both so good. They're both so good. Yeah, Marquez is moving up this week, yes, because he has his curveball and slider. They're both so good. Rodon against, like, as a lefty against the Tigers, it's just a feast. But Alcantara is just safer. That's what I'll say. Alcantara is just really, really good. That last start was really weird, though. Hey, thanks so much, Adam, for the follow. You guys can see it right below here. Just click that follow button. Is Smiley leaving the top 100? No, he's not. Rodon or Castillo? Did you ask that last time? Jay Calloway? It's Castillo. It's Castillo. All right, we're going to do this. So we're going to raise Danny Duffy. I'm going to start actually doing the work I need to do for this. Raise Dustin May. Is Justice on the list? He should be on the list. This is me just double checking if Chef is on the list. He's not. Right? Because if I go Weaver, yeah, okay. All right. So I'll put him in the ad column. I'll just like have him there. I'm not too excited, but he should be thought of. I'm gonna raise Gaussman maybe. I'm gonna remove Arihara if there's a choice to. Not gonna touch Josh Fleming. Woodruff's fine. Flaherty's fine. Musgrove is probably fine. Maybe I'll probably hold. I'll hold Eovaldi. I might raise Bundy. I know it sounds crazy, but like, yeah, this was a bit of careful Icarus in this one, and then he, yeah, and this is okay. I'll add Joe Ross. That's 2 now, even though he had the disaster. He bounced back. You gotta understand. So, Haverstall, it's like short term versus long term. It is super fun though. Yes, I mentioned that in the roundup this morning. Ramsey. Castillo's a buy low. I would give up Savali for Castillo. Yeah. Probably Means too. Yeah. I would give it Means. Yeah, that G League will start hurt, guys. I feel for you. We're thinking about ways to make these tooltips more obvious. If I made this red, would you guys know? Like if I did this, I can just hold on. Like if we did that, is that a better look? Like, I don't know if it is. And if you're wondering if I just did like giant black magic here, I mean, is this good? Do you guys want this? Is this like a better, like, oh my God, this is clearly a tooltip thing? Maybe not red. Orange? Not orange. Green? Maybe light olive green. These are terrible colors. Oh God, let's just green. Maybe green. Like you guys can see it now. Like this is green. That might be the answer. Oh, purple might be good. Let's try purple. That might be kind of good. I don't know. I think, but like, yeah, blue, yeah. Well, we have this like this one where you hover over blue, but blue is kind of. I want to keep blue away from it. You know? Anyway, I think we'll do something at the very least. It might be purple. I'm all for like not the standard because, you know, I hate like the I don't know, you can't wear pink or purple stuff. I'm like, whatever, man. They're great colors. You know? Who cares? All right. We're gonna keep moving on here. To the next one. Oh yeah, so we're gonna lower Zach. This was Justin Paradis came up with that one. He always every night he tries to guess the person and then make the pun for it, which I find very entertaining. And he got that one. I was really proud of him. What's going on here? Oh, I see. I don't want you guys to get the this is annoying, right? Oh, I can't do it in OBS. All right, fine. I'm still learning slobs, Streamlab OBS. It's fine. Zach Allen, sure. Maybe raise Mania. Yeah, we're gonna lower Corbin. Gonna keep Luzardo, Otani. Yep. That's weird. Like, I don't think he deserved that. We're gonna raise John Gray, which is crazy, but we're doing it. We're not really touching this stuff. I think I'm gonna lower Tyone. Yeah, I'm gonna lower Tyone. Probably raise Carlos Rodon. Keep Marco. Raise Adam Wainwright. Raise Eduardo Rodriguez. I'm gonna hold. Maybe actually even lower Taiwan Walker. Even after yesterday, I don't think he looked good. We're not there yet. We're not at Christian Javier yet. We'll get there. Dare to be. All right. Let's keep moving along here. Logan Webb. He showed up yesterday, but I'm still not sold considering it wasn't with this changeup. And it's like, what? I guess we have to remove Hyunjin Ryu, which stinks. I mean, all right. What's the current? What's the latest here? What is this? Oh, it's just a video. Oh, I don't know. Oh my god. All right. Does anyone have any good reports on Ryu? I mean, yeah. Right, but that's it. Right. I mean, is he gonna make his next start or not? Yeah, it was a glute strain. It's just a question of like, is he scheduled to make his next start or not? I'm gonna leave him for now as it's not confirmed that he's on the IL. Right? That'll be the policy. It's like until it changes, then we don't do anything. I'm kind of out on Lyles. I feel like I need a lower Wheeler. He just has not been as consistent as I wanted him to be. I ranted about it there. This is all fine. I mean, Shoemaker kind of came back, but not really. But he's got an amazing schedule, so okay. That's that here. Yeah, we're gonna lower. Look at this graphic. I mean, guys, look at this. It's gorgeous. Got the number 21 over here. Like, it's Justin, man. It used to be, it was something else. And, you know, we made it less negative. Because you know me, I don't want to be like, you're bad. You know, that's not cool. But yeah, I mean that worked out really well. That's just gorgeous. Fur tray, that's awesome. Thank you so much for that. All right, so he stays on the list. Lower Kenta Maeda. Do we raise Trevor Rogers some more? I don't know. I don't know if I can. We'll figure it out. We're going to hold Ian Anderson. That was a fun game. I remember that one. This is all pretty much going to stick. Yeah, Denzel Lamet just never goes. Like, he never entered the list, and he he made a start, and nope, he's out. We are going to add Ryan Weathers, though. Do I add Quintana? Maybe. Ugh. Okay, we are gonna add Spencer Turnbull though. Do we raise Eflin? Maybe. Am I gonna add Kent Emanuel? He's not starting, right? Is he? I don't think he is. I know it sounds like a starter, but like that was his MLB debut. He was called up and all of a sudden just like he did that. But that rotation is Greinke, McCullers, Javier, Urquidy, and Luis Garcia. You know, without Odorizzi. So sadly, Emmanuel doesn't get on the list. Yeah, we just kind of ignore Carlos Martinez these days. I'm tempted to add Austin Gomber, which is the silliest thing I've said all day. Lower Zach Davies? Do we even like take him off? Is he even there anymore? I might add Tyler Anderson, which is crazy. Probably lower Kluber, few, not too far. I think we might remove. No, 16 whiffs. That was Miami. Putting a shoe on a hanger. This is what happens when it's 1 a.m. They're struggling like putting a shoe on a hanger? That's what I went with? I guess I have to add... No. We're probably going to lower Fulmer. We'll see. Yeah. I don't know if I'm going to add Michael Wacha. Probably not. And that's the problem with Junis, which stinks. I'll probably lower Montas slightly, but honestly, I think that Montas threw better than the line looks. I watched that game. I already talked about Weathers already. We're going to add Christian Javier, who I got to say, I'm super thrilled. Super thrilled about that breaker. Jake Odorizzi. Well, isn't that with his cutter, though? Waka? Not like fastball. Oh, are you saying like right now? Is he pitching now? No. No, yeah. Walker was 93 last start. Oh, on the list. My B. Sorry. I was like, you say guys at 89. Yeah, that is an expression of Nick Pollack for you. Maybe we'll add Aaron Sanchez. Maybe Jeff Hoffman. No, I can't do that. I have to add Domingo Herman. Savali we talked about. Keller. I think I'm gonna leave Keller where he is for now. Justin Dunn, this is encouraging. Might raise Justin Dunn. Nope, 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 nope. None of this. And we're gonna lower Cobb because that's everything we don't want. All right, Casey Demise. Oh man. I'm not gonna yawn. Okay. All right. What is this? You got the hype train? Current hype train conductor Ben Brown is here. He's the hype train conductor because of him gifting subs like a maniac. Are you going to be adding Matty Bum Bum? Yes, I am, Jarnicles. Is Mize a good buy low? No. No, I wouldn't say that. I think there's just too much going on. That's going to take a while. That I would hate to invest in my 12-teamer. Add Kwon Kim. Add Alex Wood. Excuse me. I guess I have to raise Heaney. I don't have a choice at this point, but he's innately volatile. It's maybe raise some Huascar Yanoa. He's fun, I gotta say. No. Lower Dylan Cease. Here was like, I don't know, maybe I'll turn the corner and then start against the Rangers. Nope. Yeah, we're gonna raise Herman. We're gonna raise JT Brubaker. Coffee cakes, let's go. Not gonna raise Minor too much. It was the Tigers. Rodon's increased velocity allows him to make more mistakes. I think that's pretty much it. Also, Heaney has much more of a history of game-to-game volatility. Like, we've seen Heaney do this and then go out of it and go back in and go out of it much more than we've seen Rodon. Like, Rodon is playing with a new skill set. And that's what makes it more interesting. Also, it's better being part of the White Sox than it is the Angels. I got to keep raising Steven Matz, which is annoying. We're going to lower Jordan Montgomery. Probably remove Luke Weaver. Yep. Lower Yusei Kikuchi. If I didn't already, I'm going to remove Logan Allen. Lower Dane Dunning. We're going to move on. Man, the myth, the legend. Yeah, I don't really like A-Man. I just don't. Oh, Zach. Well, I'm glad you're here now, man. Trust me, it'll be another 2 hours. I'll be here. 2.5. You know, I got things I got to do. Like the notes, which are so annoying. I don't want to do them. But I will, for you. Okay. Oh, man, the whole Boyd thing is weird. Yeah, Fast is going to give me an earful about Kyle Gibson today. I'm looking forward to that. And then I'm going to say, how did Alex Cobb do? But, you know. Yeah, I know, Johnny. I do it for you guys. I do it for you. No, it's the other way around, Glass Cobra. He was in on Gibson, and I was like, I don't want to start him against Chicago, and then he does that. This was on, if you listened to it on the corner last week. But he was also, yeah, it doesn't matter. So then he like sends me a DM going like, Kyle Gibson. And I went back, Alex Cobb. I mean, we have fun. I don't want to change Alzolay and Peralta, really. I mean, it's kind of what they do. I would raise Miley because it's a wonderful schedule. He's kind of doing the thing. Oh, I'm totally raising Robbie Ray. I mean, guys, look at this. I don't know if you saw this from the roundup, but like, the problem with Robbie Ray is that typically, like, it's a lot here, like he scatters his four seamers. If there's a pitcher that I want throwing just more strikes in the zone, regardless of like where they are, it's Robbie Ray. Because if he just keeps doing this, then all of a sudden these yellows and these blues start performing way better. You know? No, Zach. I'm not gonna kill you. I'm not a sociopath. I am disappointed, but I know it might surprise some people that I'm not as high on Pablo as others are, which is weird considering I was like the Pablo guy. But it's different. I'm known for my murdering. Jesus, guys. He says, "Don't kill me." I'm like, I'm not gonna do that. Jeez. Jesus. Okay. Life is precious, man. We don't know what else we have. I feel like I got lower Stroman. Okay. This graphic cracks me up, man. Look at this. I'm a type of medieval weapon. An axe and a hammer? What? It's not awful. You're right, Zach. It's not. I'm just, it's Pablo, man. This is the rule. Is like closers are currency, They're just a form of currency. Like that guy was able to improve his rotation by spending the currency of a closer, I mean, you take any two positions and you want to upgrade at one, and you just throw in a closer, and that's your currency to do it. We talked about all of these already, save for Bumgarner, so we're going to add him. I mean, this might be the time to sell because, like, Pablo, I don't think is going to go too much higher. I can't add Kopech, and it stinks. Sorry. I'll make a note about it. I think I'm kind of noted all of this stuff already. And I'll lower Smiley. All right. So there we are. Whew. I'm yawning again. Oh, man. Okay. Should I be concerned about Luis Castillo more so him and Sonny Gray's performances this year? No. I think Castillo is notorious now for being a slow starter, while Sonny Gray, like, He always has moments when he's in and out with his curveball and slider. His curveball was good last time. Slider wasn't. I mean, it's the second start of the year. Gray will turn this around. Can you tell Adam? Adam, you should be doing your homework. Any time, Leo. I got you. Come on, Adam. Look, Adam, if you're a good responsible, if you're good and responsible, you can have this in the background. Nice to listen to, but just have it in the background. That's fine. You just gotta do your homework on the side. I'm happy to be your equivalent of me listening to Africa by Toto when I do the roundup. Oh man, Devon Williams, why? We all knew he wouldn't close. It's a middle reliever. You can find middle relievers anywhere you want. Love, brother, I am with you, but Tony La Russa is the manager, and the manager decides and said, no, it is not the time for us to talk about that. So Kopech isn't starting. He's an old school guy, too. He's not going to push up rookies, generally. Middle relievers are so valuable. They get about half as many points per appearance. Wow. Why is that? Is like strikeouts are a higher thing, or like are earned runs such a big negative? Or like the points against are really harsh? Sonny. I'd rather have Sonny than Molly. I know that's kind of crazy, but Sonny's the better pitcher. These are the hard decisions you got to make, but it's it's not even May. It's April 26th, okay? I'm 4 days away from sending to all my friends that Justin Timberlake image that says, it's gonna be May. I do it every single April 30th. I'm so sorry. Encouraged that you saw more of Castillo's slider yesterday. Well, I think that was out of necessity because he didn't have his sinker and four-seamer. But yeah, the slider worked. But yeah, that was a case of like, oh no, I needed to turn to something else because I can't throw my sinker and four-seamer effectively. You know? The thing about Castillo's slider is that it will never be on the same level as his changeup. As much as we want it to be, it won't be like a Bieber slider or something like that, which stinks. I really wish it was, but it's not the case. I want to believe in Mitch Keller, but the Pirates really have it out for me. Guess I'm cutting it for Justin Dunn? Yeah, I think that's fine. Giving a one-hit Kansas at 1 inning. Wow. So, okay, let's just say like a point per inning and a -1. So it's 0.5 for a walk. Oh, yeah, I feel you. Yeah, that's pretty crazy. So, I mean, Bazooka, you should be just on the wire. There's so many random relievers. Just follow the holds list from Rick Graham. You don't even need to do the saves plus holds. Just do the holds list. You'll find the stud guys there. Okay, so here's the thing. Is this its own tier? Hey, what's up, Jake? Good to have you, man. Jake Crumpler. So, guys, we're going to start the process of actually doing the list now. I'm going to reload this because it's doing the restore backup thing. Nope. I don't want to do that. I want to do this. Come on. 26. Let's get rid of this. All right. So, first question. Is DeGrom in his own tier? Now, the counter argument to this, two things. Garrett Cole has a sub-2 ERA and a 40% strikeout rate. Shane Bieber has like a 45% strikeout rate. Okay? Like, I understand how good DeGrom has been, but Bieber and Cole have still been like up to snuff in the top tier. You think DeGrom and Bieber should be in a tier and ignore Cole, who has a 1.7 ERA right now and a 40% K rate? Like, that's a thing. So I'm curious what you guys want. I know what I'm doing. DeGrom is better. DeGrom is currently number 1. Ramsey says same tier. Zach, I can't tell you that. I would say try to get Castillo and then look at your team and what you can offer. I can't give straight trade questions like that because it's very nebulous and league dependent. Ooh, okay. So I'm glad to hear your responses here. I mean, you guys keep going. I'm curious. I'm curious. Darvish is getting close, but Darvish doesn't have the track record of DeGrom, Bieber, and Cole. He just doesn't. But yeah, I mean, he's definitively at 4 for me. Has been since the preseason. Sorry. Well, yeah, but that stuff, whatever. Yeah, it's right. I love this. I love hearing all these different opinions, guys. Don't hold back. Ha! Oh, because he has to go 2 for 4 with RBI. Okay. You guys are great. What I'm gonna do though, we're gonna leave DeGrom at 1 and not in his own tier. It's not fair. It's not like if Bieber and Cole were struggling, if they were actually like legitimately struggling, then I would move up DeGrom. But Cole and Bieber are super dope. Man, Cole, like, because of it's like a 2.4 ERA and not a 1.7 through 4 or 5 starts, like that's not fair. That's not fair. DeGrom allows 1 3-run homer and all of a sudden now like is the same ERA as Bieber, Well, that's not right. Anyway, by the way, I want to keep asking this question through the stream so you guys can all get opportunities to guess. But yeah, who is going to you know what? Maybe I can make a prediction of this. Can I only do 2 things as a prediction? If I can only do 2 things, then I guess I won't do it. But who's going to be the focus of the list image this week? I'm curious. I'm very curious. What's more likely, one of the top 3 drops out of the tier 1 or another player joins them? That's a great question. I would say another player would join them. Because I really don't see DeGrom, Bieber, and Cole like faltering out of the top tier. I really don't see that. I could see a case where Darvish is all of a sudden just so good. I can see a case where Bauer is like still doing exactly what he's doing for ages, Like I'm tempted to push Bauer up to 7 today. I was thinking about that beforehand. And like Bauer has been everything that we wanted him to be as a pitcher. Like, and he did it against the Padres and Coors. Like, I'm gonna be doing this, just so you guys know. Yeah, as a pitcher. No, I'm not gonna put up Giolito. Giolito had that one weird start, and that's that. I'm not doing that. I'm just gonna leave it at this for now. Oh, you guys can see it. Sorry, I didn't. I moved Bauer above Bueller. I'm going to leave this. I'm going to move this, though. I'm going to be doing this. And I'm going to be removing this tier. I'm going to extend this tier to be including these guys. I'm going to be doing this. I'm going to have Glasnow here. Because I think he showed in his last start like what happens when a slider isn't there. And that's not the same like these guys. As a Bueller owner, you disapprove. But as a fantasy baseball player, you agree. Anything Bieber should be below? Oh my God. I feel like this is such blasphemy. This is such like Shane Bieber is so good. 36.5% CSW, 19% swing strike rate, 39% K rate, 2.48 ERA. I don't know why like he is the elite of elite, with DeGrom and Cole. Like, oh, if you're talking about wins, sure, he has 2 out of 5 so far. Whatever. We're like, wins are schmins. Wins schmins. Cole Darvish tier 2. No. No. No, let's go to Garrett Cole. What is Garrett Cole doing? Oh, Garrett Cole has a 42% K rate with a .73 whip and a 171 ERA with a .73 FIP. Like, these are studs. These are the best. Like, anyway, all right. I'm just gonna keep doing the list. I'm just gonna keep doing the list. Okay. So we have a longer tier now. These two need to change. I need to add. I'm actually messing up, guys. I told you the order before, and I'm just ignoring it for whatever reason right now. So we're gonna add the guys we gotta add. So, Lance Lynn, you're coming back. We're all so proud of you. Hope you had a good time on the IL. Okay. We're adding Ryan Weathers. I don't think he's gonna be on here, but he should be on here. Yes. I love our new system. Spencer Turnbull comes back. So I've got, okay. I'm going to just list everyone I'm considering adding. And there are a lot. I'm not going to necessarily keep all of them, but I'm just going to be like, hey, what's up? What's up? I don't think Javier is here, so. Some guys I might be repeating right now. I don't know. I'm going to double check. Okay, so I need to double check. I'm just going to look up here really quickly. Yeah, I already have Joe Ross. Okay, so we're going to get rid of you. Waka's already here. Alex Wood was already added. Because I'm dope like that. I don't think Happ and Aaron Sanchez, though. Okay, so we're going to remove Jaco DeRizzi. Who else got hurt? That needs to be flat out removed. No one? Wow, look at this. It's a good week for that. Okay. So then oh, thanks so much. I don't know how to pronounce that. Trifk? Add back Smiley. Yeah. Thank you. Is that on my list? I think I have raise or lower Smiley, assuming he was here. Thank you very much. Okay. So I'm going to see if these, who am I like absolutely, let's remove now. So Luke Weaver removing. I think we're going to remove Rich Hill. John Gray. Yep. I said raise John Gray is not here. Thank you. I'm going to remove Zach Davies. I'm just making the notes here as I remove them so I know to mention it in the notes. Oh man, this is going to be a tough week to figure out, like, who gets axed and who sticks around. Because here we go. We have 9. We have 9 we have to add. I don't know if I need to add all of them. But these are the ones I'm considering. Okay. Thanks so much for the follow, Melonhead. He was flexing his stuff in Fenway for sure. Hey, Glass Cobra. Garcia's and Luis Garcia. I'm not interested in doing that one now. Oh, Davey though. Yes. Oh man. You guys, Twitch chat is the best. Oh, Eric, thank you so much. Patino, no. He's an opener. Emmanuel, no. I don't think he has a spot. I'll add him to the notes, though. Man, this is a tough week. I don't know if Domingo can be. He is getting that start, I think, against Cleveland. Baltimore. I think that's worthwhile. Yeah. Ryan Weathers is ridiculous. It's like... I'm just so surprised in so many ways. It's annoying because his fastball doesn't quite have the command you want it to have. Like he nibbled too much. And it's just 2 pitches. But they could not handle his heater. And that is a filthy fastball. Like it is hard to barrel his. From the left side, it's deceptive. Yeah, he's effectively wild, I guess, but I mean, when I think of effectively wild, like I feel it's more erratic. Like he was near, he was near his locations, but he was just off the plate, he just nibbled. Like he was around the zone, but he wasn't like all over the place. Hey, what's up? Hola, look at you with a yellow text. Is that just like your name that you made your whole name? I don't know how you did that, but that's pretty amazing. You don't even have like the colon or anything. Fancy. Yeah. Cole Irvin, I don't think he's worth your attention, sadly. I just don't think enough is there. Duffy or Wood, who was higher rest of season, I'll probably have Duffy ahead, but it's kind of close. What is it? How are you guys doing this? Oh, I see. That's interesting. What is happening, Eric? Good to see you. All right. So I got some figuring out to do here. At the very least, Lance Lynn going all the way up. Yeah, we're going to keep going here to this. Ace is going to ace. Quality starts. Strikeout upside. I'm going to pull those off. And that's pretty much all the aces are that unless they have an injury risk. Which I guess I have to add Lynn now. I'll put the cherry bomb on Luis Castillo. Okay, I'm going to deal with this later. Low IPS. Right, okay. Woodruff moves up. He does. He goes to 11 because I'm pulling down Glass now. Essentially, he stopped having the slider. I don't know if Anton gets it. Who gets replaced? I mean, is it Jeff Hoffman? Maybe, but Jeff Hoffman's kind of working. And I honestly think, like, Jose De Leon might be getting some more opportunities because he looked good. So we'll see what happens there. TJ Anton is a fun stash. In the meantime, like, he does help you from the middle relief position. But we got to figure out who are we getting rid of this week. I have, like, a basic list that I'd consider. Like, I'm going to start messing things up pretty quickly. So of these, who are, like, at the bottom of this? Drew Smiley is. Aaron Sanchez certainly is. He might be off of it still. Tyler Anderson is too. I think I'm going to drop Tyler Anderson. Justice Sheffield is. Okay, so yeah, let's say that. Davies ahead of it. John Gray is close. Smiley's kind of down here. Quindon Kim's above it. Jay Happ is kind of down here. Domingo, Kim, Bumgarner, Dave Garcia are above it. Same with Javier. Same with Spencer. Same with Ryan. Bruce Zimmerman is down here, even though he just had 18 whiffs. Casey Mize is certainly down here. I might actually remove Casey Mize, and I know y'all be pissed, but sorry. Pavetta is down here. Carlos Martinez. Ooh, Carlos Martinez is down here. Wainwright isn't. Mitch Keller kind of is, but isn't. Joe Ross is down here. Mitch Keller kind of is. I'm going to throw him down like to this. Logan Webb is, even though he just had that really good start, like I do not buy it for a second. Taylor Widener kinda is. Michael Waka is probably off the list. Who else do we have? Jacob Junis is down here. All right. Dylan Cease, yeah. Sorry, buddy. This is not in any order, by the way. I'm just kind of like throwing down here. Logan Allen's already gone, isn't he? JDI? Who's JDI? Or JDL? Jose De Leon. Gotcha. Yeah. Yeah, it struck out tons of guys. Shoemaker Fulmer. So Fulmer is probably coming down a little bit. Shoemaker too, but Shoemaker has such a good schedule that I think he's going to rebound a little bit. Well, yes, Zach. A couple things about that. Tyone and Kluber both are being worked into the season, so they generally have lower pitch counts. And not to mention, they weren't efficient. Tyone more efficient than Kluber, but still. Herman, I think, pitched like 6 innings, didn't he? And yeah, he was not impressive, but I think he should be better against Baltimore. Like, if I'm willing to stream them this week, they should be on the list, you know? I feel like that's proper for it, you know? That's all. Adam Wainwright's still doing the thing. It's kind of crazy. It's like really, really crazy. Yeah, that's true, but now he gets like... I'm willing to say this. Shoemaker has 3 really good starts now. I want to say it's Detroit, Cleveland, and Texas involved in some order. Shoemaker, sure, he didn't do well against Pittsburgh, but he should rebound. He should be better than that against those 3 guys. And that's like the opportunity. That you want him to have. Corbin Burns is 12 only because of the innings. Well, it's not necessarily like about the lineup. Like half of the equation is who they're playing, but the other half is like how are they performing? Shoemaker didn't perform well against the Pirates, so I think he's always going to be that bad now. No, I don't think he's going to be amazing, but I think he's going to be better than that last start. So you got to have the matchup to take advantage of, and then you got to actually like do the thing, you know? You got to be the Julie. So, all right. When it comes to the bottom of this, and I want to make sure I'm not forgetting anyone else, is anyone from the fringe tables returning, coming back? Lance Lynn. This is such a long list now. Alzolay isn't. Alzolay has returned. He should probably be back. I love that Cora reference. Oh yeah, I mean you guys mentioned it in chat before too. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna keep Keller, Zach. I'm with you there. Bumgarner should come off that top list if he's actually in the top. Yeah, well, yeah. Don't worry. I'm going to edit this table at the end. I'm just right now looking at who could be missing, and the only one that could be missing was Alzolay. Yeah, don't worry. There's a whole process, an order of David Price got a hamstring. I didn't catch that from yesterday. That is disappointing. Okay. So, I am going to be cutting from this Tyler Anderson. So, sorry, Tyler Anderson, you're not getting added this week. I'm going to be cutting Justice Sheffield. Going to be cutting Michael Wacha. So, remove Wacha. I'm removing Carlos Martinez. I am going to be removing Casey Mize. I am going to be removing Nick Pivetta. Hey, good to see you, APOC. Now I have 5 more cuts I need to make. So I think Joe Ross and Mitch Keller are both going to be involved there. At the very least, Mitch Keller should be going. I have no trust in him whatsoever. Yeah, I'm undecided about Fulmer here. I'll at least put him down into this pile. Probably the same with Cobb and Griffin Canning. None of these though. Just want to double check things. I mean, I will be pushing you down, but whatever. Yeah, okay. David Peterson should fall too. I feel bad about Mitch Keller, but that's just... Oriole isn't here to convince you to keep him on the list. Well, I mean, Fulmer, though, like, he should get another opportunity to actually go the full amount, and he is throwing harder. So, like, for example, Alex Cobb, without that splitter, are you going to hold on to him? Logan Webb after the one weird start. I'm going to get rid of Logan Webb. I'll say that. Even though he had the good start, it wasn't with the changeup. And that's what you care for with Logan Webb. Dunning will come down, but I'm not removing him. Yeah, Aaron Sanchez, I'm sorry. I wanted to add you, but it just doesn't seem right. Probably. All right, hold on. Hold on. Let's just... Well, right. I understand that with Fulmer. Maybe the changeup comes back, though. And there's still opportunity for that, and he hasn't gotten the time, you know? So Sanchez, Rocky Road, so he gets one start you might want. With Junis, one start against Detroit you might want. Cobb. Wrong tab, Nick. Alex Cobb. Are you going to start him against Seattle after that bad one with Houston? Probably not. And then it's bad after that. I'm going to get rid of Cobb. Sorry. I'm not rostering him. Now Canning, who just endured Houston, I want to say like yesterday? No, I didn't make a Canning pun yesterday. I made a Jose Quintana thing yesterday, right? Maybe not. Oh, I can't remember. No, it was okay. He had terrible start against Houston. No, it's more about like he's here. So he gets Seattle, Dodgers, Boston. Yeah, I think I might get rid of Griffin Canning. Sanchez is throwing like 90, 91. But it's not good enough. This is getting really close with stuff. I think Canning. Do I want to go Canning against Seattle or Aaron Sanchez against Rocky Road? Probably Rocky Road. Who's Widener getting? He's getting the Padres, Miami, and the Mets. This is all just so absurdly close. But he's getting the whiffs and stuff, and there's a chance that works. Long term here, Nick. Who do you want? Is there anyone else that you'd consider? Peterson? Yeah, I might actually just get rid of Peterson. I don't want anything to do with Peterson right now. Huh. Like he gets they did that. This was Friday. This was, oh man, it was just Stroman yesterday, so then it's, but that was, oh god, I can't remember the order of this stuff right now. He was 87 on Fangraphs. What? Could have sworn I saw 90 with Savant. Hold on. Yeah, look at that. Wow. Jeez. 87 is terrible. That's like it's falling and falling. That's a very good point. Last start 87. Just want to double check that with Savant, because I could have sworn I saw different. Let's see. Yeah, 90 point. Oh, that's the Castano. Yeah, you're right. 88. 88 on the sinker. Oh my god. That's an atrocity. But it is Rocky Road. But yeah, all right, I'm with you. I think that's enough. I think that's enough. Sorry, Aaron Sanchez, you do not make it. You're throwing way too soft. That leaves one more cut. One more cut. Is it David Peterson? It won't be Taylor Widener. I think there's too much long-term upside. Same with Zimmerman. Same with Smiley. Same with Alzolay. So we're going to do this. This. Junis is down there. David Peterson. Could be Joe Ross. Oh man. This is very tough. Is there anyone else that's just like clearly no? Okay. Dylan Cease, get down here. It's gonna be Jacob Junis. I think. Junis is the Pirates though? I think it's Detroit now. Or it could be reversed. It could be Pirates, either one. Oh, Peterson is the one we don't want to start, right? Peterson, I don't feel confident about any of this. Doesn't matter who he gets. I don't want to start him for any of it. It's Peterson. All right. There we go. And I've messed up because I didn't give the labels for any of these. I don't know if it's necessarily ace potential, but it's strikeout upside, low IPS, cherry bomb, playing time question, Drew Smiley, strikeout upside, injury risk, cherry bomb, Taylor Widener, already have that one, John Gray, strikeout upside, cherry bomb, that's that, J Hap, Toby, ratio focused, quality start, streaming option. He actually hasn't really been doing that constantly. Playing time question, strikeout upside, cherry bomb, ratio focused, streaming option, Toby, quality starts, Toby, ratio focused, streaming option, strikeout upside. Is it ace potential? I'm not really gonna say that. Cherry bomb playing time question. Strikeout upside, low IPS. I don't really want to say it's a playing time question, but it is because he did get demoted, so fine. Cherry bomb. He's this Spencer Turnbull's this weird. Yeah, I guess it's that. No, it's just that. Ryan Weathers is a playing time question. Strikeout upside. Exciting. But yeah, we don't know. Low IPS. Did I do Lance Lynn's? I'm just waiting to see, like, make sure I've got all the labels done. Okay. I don't know if it's ace potential. Essentially, I'm hesitant to give the ace potential label to anyone that has 2 pitches. Like, I kind of want to give it to him. Don't worry. Yeah, we're not really doing the order yet. Don't worry. Yeah. He outdueled Bueller. All right. Okay. And Trevor Cahill had 1 earned run over 7 innings. And 8 strikeouts. I mean, all right. Okay, so here we go. Now we actually have the fun, right? Now I want to throw the essentially I gotta pull up random guys and just kind of throw them in the direction I want them to go. Okay? Let's go here. Let's go here. Pull you down. Pull you down. Pull this down. Pull this down. Excuse me. We're going to take you down to the Paradise City, where the grass is green. The girls, I don't want to say that. All right, we are going to move this stuff too, but we'll get there in a second. Let's just remove all the tears for now. Buell Dueler. Hot take. You guys know I'm not the hot take machine. I tell every staffer we are in the business of good conversation, not hot takes. I'm assuming neither of these guys get consideration for the list yet, but I'm really excited to see Johan Oviedo and Luis Garcia. Yeah, I don't really like Garcia that much. I don't really think there's enough there into that repertoire. Oviedo, that's the Cardinals, right? I remember seeing Oviedo for a second, like he throws hard with a breaking ball. I'm like, ooh, but command is not there. I'd be the worst PL staffer. I'm all about the hot takes. Yeah, that's just not. We're just, pitcher list isn't about like. You guys know this. We are the anti-Barstool Sports, is what I like to say. We're not about like making the headlines, being all the bad things that they are. And one of those is like saying things that is just kind of for the sake of being argumentative and yelling and screaming and whatever. Like, no, that's not what we do. We all share things about this, like we're all passionate about baseball, and that's what matters. Not I'm right, you're wrong. Like, that's so, God, I hate that. I hate that so much. When I do podcasts with people, it's not about a boxing ring, like us two dueling while everyone else watches and enjoys the entertainment of it. I hate that. It's not supposed to be a winner or a loser. It's supposed to be, hey, we both love this thing, right? Let's talk about it. What if I yell positive things? Yeah, that's what I do. I'm all about the passion, the love for it. I'm passionate about Trevor Rogers. Exactly, JB Wiz. Right? He's a really good person. That's great. You can yell. Yelling is fine. It's about what you say, Serious note, don't you need some hot takes so that you can be the first guy to grab a guy? That's not a hot take, though. To me, a hot take is like an aggressive take for the sake of being aggressive. Yes, I'm going to voice my opinion. I'm going to, yeah, right. There, Ben Brown gets it. Yeah. Right? It's about like, something. I tell you how I feel all the time. What's up, Foggy? Good to see you. You want Trevor Rogers, ace is gonna ace. I can't yet. I can't. Essentially, I don't do ace is gonna ace until it's like 4 or 5 starts. And like in a row where it's just like, well, duh, this is all we expect now. Trevor Rogers is close to that. Well, yeah, but I mean, for all the talk we give about Skip Bayless and stuff, you guys do realize that he doesn't have the takes that he says, right? I mean, Skip is instructed to be different than Stephen A. and Woody Page and whatever. Like, it's supposed to be, the whole purpose of that show is to create clips that people go, why, this is crazy. And look, I know that stuff works. That's how you get all the views and all the discussions and all the attention, is by saying outlandish things. You know, that's why I say all press is good press, right? But so that, I mean, the producers tell him like, okay, he's going to say this thing, you're going to say that thing. You got to try and defend it. You know, that's what that stuff is. Yeah, exactly. Those are not his real opinions. You know, it's fully devil's advocate. Yeah, I assume you mean contract, but yeah. And fantasy football is stupid though. Yeah, it's like pro wrestling. Yeah. So look, like, I know I can do those things, guys. I can 100% give you those hot takes and everything. And you guys kind of see it at times. You know what I want to say? My emotions get so excited that I want to be that hot take machine. Like, Trevor Rogers is a top 20 guy rest of season, and Corbin Burns number top 5, and all that stuff, you know. Kenta Maeda's done. I feel all of the things. I really do. But I can't. You can't, because it's like, it's April 26th. We're not even a month in. This is the 5th one of the year. Like, we can't do that. We got to be like, no, let's be rational. Let's take a moment. Let's not go with like our excitement and let the emotion steer the way. Let's recognize the emotion. Let's take it, analyze it, talk about it, you know? Yeah. So I'm not going to be that. I will be that inside of these streams. Don't worry. The energy, it will not go away, because you guys know, like, you know, I'm super into this stuff. But it's, yeah, you don't need that controversial take to be able to do it, you know? Yeah, it's just, my hot take is that batting is going to wake up and a lot of pitchers will get nuked from orbit by dingers. I will say this, it's kind of funny. Everyone's like, oh, well, pitching is actually doing really well this year, which is great because it makes me look good. When like everyone does well, you know, then I do well, right? Is Garcia start today? Davey? I would probably start him if I have Davey Garcia. I would hope that the quality of inning against the Orioles is good enough. Thanks for bringing it back, Midnight Winter. All right, we're gonna go from the top now. Well, that's the point, Glass Cobra. Exactly. Maeda, Castillo, I think Kluber, and Tyone, and Corbin's gonna be there too. Strasburg when he's back from the IL. Same with Max Fried. Like, those guys should improve. You know, it's just kind of how this works. Is Maeda the dog and this is fine meme? Well, no, because that implies it's not actually fine. It's fine. You know, but I want to push Maeda down to like 45 or something like that and say, like, I want Trevor Rogers. I want Joe Musgrove. I want Tyler Mahle. And I might actually push him down to like 20 or 28 or something like that. But like Zach Plesac, like, he's going to be much better. He has 2 starts. It's 2 starts. We want to freak out over 2 starts and against the same team. Yeah, there have been some really bad ones, APAC. I've watched some games and it's like, oh boy. What about on base percentage though, Zach? What about on base percentage? Anyway, join the Boyd boys. I don't know. Didn't you do the same thing to Kyle Hendricks last week? What do you mean? Like, bring him down? Kyle Hendricks had underlining problems that we've been worried about for a little bit. Yes, I would tell you about Boy stock. Yeah. So Kyle Hendricks, I mean, I dropped him to like the 40s though. But Kyle Hendricks is a lot more precipitous, right? Like it's precarious is the word I'm looking for. Jesus. Where if he doesn't have his, if he doesn't have his changeup or curveball, it's like really, it can fall very quickly. While other guys have a little bit more supporting them. So that makes like the numbers and everything. It was like, okay, this is not good. I still didn't remove him after 50 though. He's still top 50, but he also never had the ceiling of like Maeda and Plesac and Castillo too. We were just like, oh, he's the most consistent one, and the most consistent one isn't being consistent. That's a sign for being scared. Wow. They don't, Twitch doesn't like you saying Hicks, by the way, apparently, but it's Aaron Hicks. I understand the context. Are you concerned with Alcantara's last few starts? Only the last one was a weird one. The other ones were fine. Alcantara, his command was definitely off in Oracle Park, and it really bothered me. I do play fantasy football because I get roped into it every year. And I remember like making the finals with the pitcherless staff, which is hilarious to me. What are you looking for in Plesac to be confident he's turning things around? Essentially, I mean, you just need the slider and changeup performing well, We haven't seen a start. Well, no, the last two starts, both of those pitches weren't really getting the strikes he needs to get. Yeah, it gave me, I have Nightbot, which is just an auto mod, essentially. Fantasy, I mean, look, I'm not going to hate, but it's terrible. How legit was Gaussman's start this weekend? I mean, he threw over 50% splitters. Like, what? Over 50% splitters. He did the Alex Cobb thing. He saw what Alex Cobb did. And I was like, oh, man, I can do that too. He's looking great right now. Oh, yeah, I tried posting. Schwebzy asked me for a link. I posted the link, and then it banned. It removed the message. Being a former pitching coach, how much do you look at mechanics rather than results of each pitch? Do you pay attention to guys who go on to drive lines, do something similar? Sure. I think the more the benefit of being a former pitching coach helps me recognize which mechanics can be more consistent, less so of like on each individual pitch, I know what went wrong with the mechanics themselves. For example, like when a guy, like I know the basics of error correction and adjustments that need to be made. So what I mean by that is like if you see pitches going up and away, arm side, right? Like he's trying to throw inside to a lefty as a righty, goes up and away. Generally, that means that you're open too soon with his shoulder, which means your arm wasn't ready. It's lagging behind and it pushes out to the right. Stuff like that, where like in start, though that knowledge base I have from being a pitching coach helps me say, oh, this is a consistent problem that he's always going to have, or maybe it was just like a couple pitches where he tugged this one or didn't get the timing right, So it makes it easier to see like pitch by pitch of, is this a consistent problem? Is this an inherent one? Or is this one that just like in the moment wasn't very good? That's kind of the stuff where I talk about when in mechanics. And, most of the time it's like, is he throwing cross body or is he throwing straight? Those are that's like the biggest thing to me about preaching consistency with pitches. So I hope that answers your question a bit, Jacob. But all right, I got to get back to doing this. It's already like almost 2 o'clock and I don't have much solidified here. Okay. All right. No problem, Jacob. Okay. So we're leaving this. I already moved Bauer up 1. I don't think I'm going to put him 5. I'm really tempted to, though. Like, I don't feel so confident in Nola and Giolito at the moment. Like, Bauer has been so good. Like, I can totally understand this. I'm so tempted. I'm going to do it. I don't care. Whatever. We're moving on. I'm doing Bauer at 5. I'm just doing, yeah. Dodgers, he's allowed to go deep, and he's expressed exactly what we saw that got us excited last year. Yeah, I'm doing it. Okay, we're moving on. Yes, the cherry bomb at 5. He shouldn't have the cherry bomb label anymore, though. Thanks for noting that. I gotta remove it as I did. I mean, the fact that like Nola and Giolito have been in their way shaky in any state, and like Scherzer's injury is still a thing, and injury was still a thing, and Bueller is not as explosive, and like Bauer is the clear like what's up. Do I look at pitcher bones and whether they're online? Are you talking about like the actual skeleton mappings of mechanics? I don't look at that stuff too often. And about like the whole kinetic chain, yeah, that's not really my jam. Hey, I'm not saying that fantasy football is a terrible thing. I'm not. It's just stupid. Yes and no. Like, Woodruff is legit. I think Kershaw has a higher ceiling for innings. And Kershaw is being incredibly consistent. But it's close. I mean, I don't really mind it. Well, yeah, that's why it's stupid, Armley. Exactly. Hey, what's up, Jordan? Good to see you. Glad you can make it. Oh, I don't know, Bazooka. I'm gonna leave. Yeah, this is all fine here. Okay, so this is where it gets weird. This is where it gets very weird, and I don't know what to do. I think I'm gonna do this, and I might have these guys in their own 4 tier now. So Luis Castillo is clearly in a different place than Snell, Flaherty, Gallen, and Glasnow. I think we can all agree on that. I don't think the fireman. Oh, it's the old Pitch Was 3.0 logo. I'm with you, P. Dono. I'm not against that whatsoever. But I do think that Kershaw is just he's Tagliatelle. He's the ace that is always gonna ace, right? Ryu does, but we don't know if he's missing his next start yet. There's no confirmation on that. So essentially the ruling is if he's confirmed to miss or go on the IL, he's off. And then we confirm to start again, he's back, right? There's no confirmation. We leave it as it is. Oh, I hit enter. Oh, man, don't hit enter. Oh, no, stop it. You're annoying me. All right, what happens if I duplicate? I accidentally hit enter and it messed things up. Did it save the things? It did. Okay, so I have that duplicated, so I can reload and double check now. All right, just saved it as a draft. That's fine. Okay. Oh, the fancy football mug? Oh yeah, well that's in the kitchen. And the shirt on the site. So if you want to get that, you should. pitchers.com/store. All right. Let's keep going here. So 1, 2, 3, 4 is going to be right. This is going to be the start of the next tier. Now the question is, how does this look? And what I want to do is I want to bring up some of these possibly. You know? And I don't know how to do that. This is such a mess. It's such a mess right now. Okay, I'm going to do this. Even though he struggled, I'm still going to do this. I'm going to do this. I'm not going to do this one. This is frustrating me. I want to like one more week with Wheeler and Alcantara. Well, no, Alcantara I kind of feel more confident than Wheeler. But I want to wait one more week with Wheeler. But I recognize that Wheeler, oh my God. Yeah, well, that's the thing. Morton, yeah, this is what I'm trying to get at, is where do I feel more confident right now in Alcantara than I do Wheeler. But I can imagine all it takes is one start from Wheeler and he's back up here. All right, I'll do this for right now. I feel more confident in Urias and Musgrove too. I feel like this is kind of what I want to do. So then I feel like it should be this right now. This actually looks good, right? This looks right. Yeah, I kind of agree with that. I think I agree with that. The fact that the Dodgers are like letting Urias do a thing. What? Me being so disappointed? Rogers would fit. Oh yeah, I gotta raise Rogers, don't I? Well, there's these fun guys. Forgot about this. So Savali's coming down. So is Jesus. And Ian. So with these, Molly, Lopez, Means, Gausman, Trevor, Rogers. Sadly, I feel this way. Wish I didn't, but I do. I think a lot of you guys would agree that while I am still high on Plesac, that you would rather have Rogers, Gausman, and Means above. Man, this is so close. Okay. So I'm going to leave Castillo here. But Maeda is taking a beating. It's a very long tier. I will not be blackmailed. If you want to sub, awesome, JB Wiz, but I will not be changing my ranks just for your 1 month sub. Okay? I will not alter my rankings to be paid. And he might do 2 months. It's funny. So okay, I'm gonna look at this again. I don't know if I feel this way. I'm gonna do that. I think that's right. This is nothing against Means, but what Gausman's doing is more sustainable, I feel. Trevor Rogers is just more sustainable. Means is still like on this weird... He's not throwing harder, but it's working now, and it feels a little bit more tenuous. Pablo Lopez, the problem with Pablo Lopez is just 2 pitches. And right now, sure, but Wheeler, like, I'm not, nah, it's too soon for that. Too soon. I want to wait 1 more week before moving Wheeler down. He gets a 2-star week right now. I think we got to wait for that because I think the innate skill set of that fastball is so good with Wheeler. We saw it on opening day. I'm not ready quite yet. I understand. Like, this is what I'm trying to get at, guys. Look, if I wanted to just do a ranking of the first month or whatever, or the first 3-4 weeks, Wheeler Maeda would be like down here, right? But it's not. Like, this month, these couple weeks do not define this season. And it's a very strange moment because I think a lot of us want to get rid of Maeda and get Gausman, for example. And I very much validate that. I'm like, look, this is a balance between, like, I need to see these 3 guys 4 guys: Gray, Wheeler, Maeda, Plesac. I'm debating a lot with this versus the early success. And it's like this weird balance, but we have to stay strong of it's a long season. These guys have all shown their ability to be better. And that's just kind of the case right now, you know? Oh, seriously? They just, they fired. Oh, finally. Oh, man. It's about time. Oh, my Lord. Yeah, that's such great news. That's such good news. I mean, it's just bad for baseball what he's been doing. You know? And for there to be situations where it's so blatantly obvious that the GM is not doing a good job. Like, it's you know, it's like, okay, good. You know, there's some good in the world, I guess. Man. So I'm glad he's done. I got the president out there, but whatever, it's fine. I mean, the Arenado thing is just an absolute travesty. There are many, but that's just, it was really just, come on, man. All of it. I mean, Ian Desmond for 4 years at what, 80 million or whatever. Like, what? There's just so much. There's just so much. The way that they treat their rookies and stuff, and you know, because you gotta change that C to a O. In Rockies. Okay. I am the ultimate foil to reactionary Redditors telling people to drive every player that has a bad day. Look, like, I understand that take, you know? Hey, ease up the language, Jake. We don't curse around here. But they should trade Marquez. No. This is the one thing I'll tell you, though. The Rockies, if I'm the Rockies, what I do is I give away all of my offense, all of anyone that is anyway decent offensively, and I trade for as much pitching as I possibly can. Why? Because everyone will sign a contract as a hitter to go into Coors, but not as a pitcher. They can't get a free agent pitcher because it's going to be a career ender. You're going to get bad. You're going to get terrible. You're going to get terrible performance, right? But you're going to be able to sign all the hitters. So you have to grow your pitchers. You can't get them in signing. So you got to hold on to Marquez. You're not going to be able to get a Marquez equivalent. You know? Like, that's how that works. You want to say ground ball pitchers and stuff, but it's weird. It's very weird. Save that for Plaid. Yeah, exactly. Like, how do I get rid of this message? Can someone get rid of it, Ben? Ben, please get rid of Jake's message. But all right. Any actionable food? No, no actionable moves to make. No. They will be dealing Trevor Story now. Like, if they aren't, I don't understand what's up. Nick for GM, you do not want me as GM. No. You don't want that. You want me as commissioner of baseball, though. All right. Let's keep moving here. I'm going to leave this. I might even do this. I think I'm going to just do like a little mini tier here of just, hey, I recognize what's going on, guys. And I kind of want to be like, look, they are in a tier 2, but let's start it here, actually. So then I got to talk about this. Oh boy, I don't want to do this. This is pain. I have no idea, Gunk. I think it's more of like offensive as opposed to just a curse. You know what I mean? Yeah, I love that you have the TM in that. By the way, if you didn't know, we filed for a trademark of Pitcher List. Hey. We won't be like using it. It's literally just so that no one else can use it and like act like us, you know? Or like someone could then file the trademark and then prevent us from being called Pitcher List, right? Like, So it's really more of just protection. I just got terrified that someone realized like, oh man, we're doing good things. Like, oh, I can get the trademark instead. Like, no. I'm gonna start pitcher list. Yeah, pitchers list. Yep, that I talked to my lawyer about it. Like, could someone do pitchers list? And they go, no, they can't. It's too close. I was like, yes. But anyway, I think I need to work on this badly. So who are we pushing up is the question. Who are the ones that are going to take the spots of like the Kluber and the like all four? I guess Hendricks stays. Rodon, I guess, stays. Right? Urquidy, I guess, stays. Dustin May goes up. Okay, Dustin May, you're coming up to here. Probably above Montes. Yeah. Wow, 40 for May. But there isn't like anyone else that I'm like, oh yeah, you have to go to the moon. And this is the problem. Everyone's going to be upset. Like, how is Jameson Tyone still here and Kluber here? Like, who goes up ahead of them? Eduardo? What an Oliver twist. Oh, Eric, you can't help yourself, and I love it. Let it out. Or we riot. Silk pajamas. Inoa? No. Hey, man, Mango, I don't know if you saw. Wait, let's see if I can do this. Oh, no. Hold on. We actually made a pitcher list, if you can believe it. Let's see here. Yeah, here you go. Oh God, Glass Cobra. Stop that. Yeah, Ben, get rid of that one too. I'm not gonna look at that. I'm not gonna go to that link. Just remove that. But mine, yeah, April 1st edition for pitcher list. Thank you, Ben. Oh, fantasyfootballstupid.com. Oh, no, it's not, Nick. Oh my God. Oh my God, Ben Brown. What happens here if I chat? Like, hey, Nick. Info@pitcherlist.com. Yes, it is. Oh my God, Ben Brown. I can't believe this. This is Jesus. Ben. Oh my God. Yes, it is, Ben. Doesn't matter if you made a website and you purchased a domain and spent the time doing that. It's still stupid. Oh my God. Oh my God. That's amazing. Okay, so here's the problem. You guys know it. Who am I going to raise from this? I mean, I guess I'm going to raise Eduardo up to here, I guess, at this moment. But, like, Eduardo, I don't even want to do that. Because it's like that. I don't like any. Okay, maybe Peralta, but I don't. Okay, so we're going to do this and this. We know that. I guess we're going to do this and this. Is there anyone here that is like, oh, demands our attention? I guess I have to do this and this. Ugh, I hate this. But this is why I'm like, hey, might as well just hold on to Tyone. Might as well hold on to these guys. All right, I'm going to just leave it. As much as I keep saying I'm going to lower them, like there isn't... I don't know how to adjust this. You know? It's crazy. I guess Peralta, but like Peralta just threw 4 innings. You know? Where do I have Rogers? Rogers right now is at 33. Right here. So I don't know, man. That fantasy football stupid thing was absolutely hilarious. And by the way, if you want to support that site, you should go to pitchers.com/store and get yourself a Fantasy Football mug and a shirt. Oh, of course you clipped that. Why wouldn't you clip that? Why is the professor above Rodon? Because I'm hoping that, Rodon has a floor. That is what we've seen, like 3 starts from Rodon. That's it. While Hendricks has a general assumption that he should be corrected in some way. Yeah, there you go. Dono. It has a couple colors. They're pretty cool. Why is the professor? Yeah, okay. Peralta stuff is just so disgusting. It is. You might be right. I mean, that's kind of, I'm trying to figure this. Okay, we'll say this. These guys are both over Jordan Montgomery. Jose Urquidy is fine. I think I'd rather this right now. And it's really like, how do I feel about Urquidy even? How did Urquidy do in that last start? Where is he at the moment, Urquidy? I just kind of have this just general assumption, but I haven't really, for some reason, he's just not on my mind at the moment. I mean, he went to Coors. But he hasn't been exceptional. I'm going to bring him down. So, I mean, this is okay. Sure, I really don't mind doing this. And we'll make it easier. Like, okay, cool, you guys go down. Fine. I'm okay with all of this. You know? As a sell high, or does he keep it going? I mean, sell high is honestly reserved for guys that are like up here and stuff. When you're around here, like, what are you selling him for? You might as well just hope for the upside hitting, So that's kind of where I'm at with that. Sorry, so Eduardo, Peralta, Tyone, Kluber, Inoa, Stroman, Jordan Montgomery. I feel like this is right. McKenzie. I think I want to trust McKenzie more. Evaldi. I want to trust Evaldi. This is kind of where I'm at. Okay. That's the whole thing. I'm going to start this here. So maybe Paddock actually he doesn't deserve this much of a hit. No, let's keep Paddock up. Let's keep Paddock here. Yeah. No, McKenzie is an assumption of improvement. That's, I like, I don't know if you guys remember this, but I was like with McKenzie, like, oh, okay, he gets some tough starts. Like, he's going to settle in. Just kind of wait, more of an investment thing. Oh, yeah. I've had that shirt for like 2 years, 3 years. I have a mug that I drink out of in the morning. You got to get one, man. Get the mug. The mug is the cool one. Well, that's the problem with like buy high and sell high and buy low stuff, Like, it's just not going to happen. Oh God, KJ, like, when it comes to trade questions, it's all so nuanced with your league. So all you do, if you have Peralta and you want to deal him, you just look at all the teams that like have a hole, or essentially like look at their hitters and say like, okay, who could they afford to lose on their team, and see if there's a good fit in that regard. That's literally the whole process with trading. So I would do that process, and it's about an individualized thing, you know? Then once you have like a good list of like, okay, I think these might work, then we can talk about which ones we prefer over others, right? But yeah, the generalized like who should I trade him for is just completely nebulous, and we can't really assist you on that one. I sadly disagree. R64.5. Corbin, I'm starting against Miami. It's not the Mets. They're really bad. They don't have Starling Marte. Yeah, I'm not against you, Sport Counter. He's at 55 still. But the very fact that like Urquidy in these 3 starts has had 1 over 11% swing strike rate thus far, hasn't been like, even save for the Coors one against the Mariners was fine, and 2 starts against Oakland. Like, he hasn't exploded yet in the way that we kind of want him to. I think the other guys have expressed more of a ceiling thus far. Danny Duffy should get up here. Maybe. Well, this was what's going to happen. We're going to go through this, and we're going to start pushing guys up. I need to be right back. I have to, I'll be right back in about like 30 seconds. I'll give you a topic to discuss. Who would you rather have, Shohei Ohtani or Matthew Boyd? I'll be right back. All right, sorry about that. I couldn't hold it in any longer. All right. Ohtani, it's not close. Give me Boyd. See, this is the problem I got to deal with every single week. Does anyone know what the hell is up with Sixto Sanchez? Marlins have an IL to him because he's in the minors. That's why. So it's, yeah, he's throwing. He'll probably be back in like a month. Yeah, the whip hurts with Ohtani. Okay. So right now, I'm kind of feeling like So, okay. Well, let's just start throwing guys up who deserve to be. JD Brubaker gets up here. Like the Coochie line is kind of what's happening right now. Heaney above that. Oh, thanks so much for the follow. Your non-specific username. Thanks as well, Das Murph and Loner ATO. And Fish Molly. And Leo J. You guys are great. Okay, so Wood, Duffy. Big fan of Ray right now. Man, okay. And Christian Javier. Okay. Wow, there are so many fun names all of a sudden. So, okay, this is what's going to happen. We're going to go down to the bottom. There are always going to be 2 tiers, right? There's the Toby tier. There's the kind of interesting tier. And then the last, like, wave of, all right, 1 start of this guy, fine, tier. Okay? So this is your, okay, 1 start of this guy, fine, tier. And that's actually removed from, actually, Griffin Canning is inside of that. Fulmer, I guess, is inside of that. Cease is kind of interesting, so he's above it. Who are like the most boring of boring guys right now? Wow. All right. So I've actually feel like I've established the end of this. So Junis, Ross, Fulmer, Canning, Smiley. This is all fine. Would I rather have Smiley over Canning? No, I'd rather do this, I think, right now. And that. Widener's more interesting than Zimmerman. Jay have a nice schedule. David Garcia more interesting. Okay, so at the very least, it's that. Thanks so much for the follow, Buttery. Who's like really boring over here? Okay, this is a little bit more boring. Dane Dunning, come on down. Shoemaker deserves less love. Spencer Turnbull's kind of down. All right. Let's say on this one. It's started by 1. Over here, he's the one I like the most right now. I like him more. Quinton Kim over Spencer Turnbull. Turnbull over Minor though. There you go. This is what I wanted. Domingo Herman underneath Minor, yes. Dane Dunning underneath that, yep. Fine. This is all fine. So where is the major teardrop here? I would say it's about here. Yeah, okay. That's just the end of it, and so on and so forth. All right. Minor, Turnbull, Kim, Garcia, Bumgarner, Shoemaker, Alzolay. Alzolay is a little more volatile, so he's going to go here. Ryan Weathers needs to go to the moon. Wainwright is interesting, but I kind of like Kim more, and I probably like Alzolay more. Yeah, okay. Wade Miley is cool, but not that cool. Justin Dunn is exciting. All right. Ryan Weathers, come on up. This just feels lost, doesn't it? It was not that impressive, no. But it can be better. That's the thing. That's why he's at 89. Are you saying that it was impressive, or like are you thinking it was bad? I haven't changed Marquez yet. Guys, this are all very preliminary stuff. It might be with Davey. It could easily be, but he's at 83. And if not, and he does really well, then maybe like Herman goes, and then they might keep Davey around for Herman's spot moving forward, you know? Oh yeah, it was pretty Yeah, exactly. 89. Right? Okay. I kind of approached it from here, so I'm going to pair up some guys now. So Keuchel and Gonzalez, sure. I prefer Sean Manaea over that. Brady Singer, I prefer Brady Singer. Okay. Taiwan Walker at the bottom of this. Justin Dunn underneath it. Herman Marquez above it. Anthony DeScafani right where, yeah, here. Kyle Gibson underneath that. Michael Pineda above that. Yarbrough. Sure. Wade Miley. I'd like this slightly more than these two. Shoemaker is right here. Madison Bumgarner is actually way more interesting than you and you and you at the moment. And probably you. Yeah. And you. I'm probably going to put Taiwan Walker down here. I don't really love what he's doing. Okay. This is fine. I know it sounds kind of low on Kwon Kim after that good performance at Alzolay, but like, I don't know how much we'll... I'll push him up to here. Okay, he's interesting like Justin Dunn. Fine. Mike Minor, I feel like is what's Mike Minor's schedule? I would love this. So we're moving you up above Shoemaker because a little more confidence than you. Kyle Gibson, fine. I'll go here. And actually, I'll go this. Yeah, and that. Okay, probably that. Oh, I made so many Major Minor jokes. So the thing about Justin Dunn is that I like the increased velocity for the most part and the slider. I might be wrong. I might be a little too aggressive on it, but I do feel that Justin Dunn can like soar. Alzaleg doesn't have as much in him about like IPS. John Gray. He might be. John Gray probably deserves at least like this love. That's a good call there. Probably more. I'll put him in here. That's fine. Cherry Bomb, strike it upside. Yep. Yeah, well, it's the recent schedule. Good to see you, by the way, Sarah John. The recent schedule for John Gray is very favorable right now. That's really the major thing. Dunn has been better than Marco. No. Well, Marco is settling down a little bit. So you got to give him more credit for all of 2020. Okay, I think this is all right. It's never going to be perfect here. Okay. So this is a very long section. I'm going to stop that here. So now let's just talk about this. Let's just talk about these guys. Okay? Wow, there's some really fun ones. I think Otani's like here. Ray's above that. Brady Singer's here. Ron Marquez is above it. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yusei Kikuchi is weird. I'd rather have Wood. I'd rather have Duffy. I'd rather have Christian Javier. I'd rather have Ryan Weathers. Rather have Ray. This is really close. I'm very encouraged by the one side, but yeah, I'm gonna go here. I'm just gonna go here. Now Corbin. Oh no. We're almost done. We're surprisingly close to being done here. AGA-AFC? Sadly, no. AGA-AFC. I wish it was that easy. I'd rather have Wood. Rather have Duffy. Rather have Javier. I'd rather have Weathers. I'm going to go here. This is an investment for the future. I'll do that. Oh my God. This is such a mess. Eduardo Peralta, Tyone Kluber, Paddock. And then it gets weird. Do any of these guys deserve getting pushed up? Like, there's a part of me that wants to take the 61. This like 4 of Wood, Duffy, Javier, and Weathers and push them above all of these. And I'm not going to do that. I am going to put Matthew Boyd. I can't. This is wild. Okay, I think Weathers is a better pitcher than Christian Javier. Duffy is unbelievably good at the moment. With all the success that Matz has had, I would rather have these guys. Andrew Heaney is volatile. JD Brubaker, I don't think is as good as that. I'd rather have these guys. Yeah, okay. Bassett is fine. He's not as good as these guys. Oh, God. hate this. Like I feel like it's like to this, and then yeah. Yeah, right. I think okay. It's so I gotta go from here again. I gotta like really take it like step by step. Where can you see? Can you see this? Okay, you can. This is all like I want to just make it one giant tier instead of separating it out. You know, like it's ridiculous. Keep in mind the last one was the Tigers for Duffy. Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with this. Eduardo, Peralta, Enoa, Tyone, Kluber, Paddock. Yes, custom, yes. I know it's weird, Garantino. I'm kind of with you. That's why he's up as high as he is. Kluber under Paddock. I think that's really close, and I'm not ready to do that yet. Paddock did not. I know he had a high CSW, but like he was not the guy yet. And Kluber has certainly showcased. Like Kluber's breaking stuff does move the way we know it does. You know, I feel like he just needs to get into rhythm, and all of a sudden Kluber will start exploding. I feel this way at the moment, really. Come to think of it. No, I'm just gonna leave it. But both of these guys, I think, yeah, it's weird. Kluber looks bad. Kluber is it's a weird mix. Okay, so Tyone and Kluber. I want to talk about this really quickly. Tyone is able to put his fastball where he wants to more often. But he doesn't have the explosiveness from his breaking stuff, right? Hey, thanks so much for the Prime Gaming sub, Alec. So that's the problem there. But with Kluber, he's a little more imprecise, but he is getting the movement that we used to see. Hey, all right, look at you guys. Awesome. Thanks so much for the Prime Gaming subs. Yeah, they're free if you have Amazon Prime. They can just help me out. Thanks, Alec. So it's a balance here. Like Tyone, I think, over the season has a higher floor. Kluber, though, is showcasing elements of that high ceiling we've seen. So I'm like indecisive as to which one I want to chase more. And I'm inclined to go after the Kluber breaking stuff. Not to mention, April is notorious for Kluber where he needs more time to get into rhythm. It's colder, etc. There is a thought of like, oh, right, Kluber can explode on one start and all of a sudden, like, that's it. That's where I'm at with this. But right now, he's worse than Paddock. But like this isn't the list for right now. This is if I'm drafting my team for the rest of the season. You know? So that's where I'm struggling here. Hey, thanks so much, Mile High, for the follow. Fast is pinging me, being like, "How's it looking? How's the list? I need it for the podcast." I'm like, I'm working on it. Trying fast. Well, right. Then Kluber's top 45. It's 48. Well, right, but that's what this is. But that's what I'm trying to establish. It's like, is that the case? Because I might want to take that chance on him. You know? Yeah, Zach, that's what the list is. The top 100 is if I'm drafting for my 12-teamer today, who am I taking? I'm working here. It comes out every so often. So that's why Kluber's at 48, right? It's a delicate dance. I'm happy you appreciate that. I am very tempted to push up Javier because of the new breaking ball. And I think actually like where the true tier happens is at Stroman right now. So I'm going to do this. I think I'm going to mess around with this a bit. This is weird to me. So I'm going to actually put up Javier above Matz. Ryan Weathers and Javier, I feel like, need to go up. Same with Duffy and Wood. Matthew Boyd is weird because he's doing so well. This is also so hard. Okay, Tristan is coming down. I can't. All right. I'm just gonna wrestle with it. I'm just gonna leave it. I'm just gonna leave it and be like, y'all, this is tough, and this is what it is. I'm just leaving it. It all has all these good arguments for all that stuff, and I'm leaving that. No, Fires does not make the list. The last guy you would want in theory. No, I'd rather, yeah, I guess around 60 or so. Because, like, once it gets to here, it's just kind of like, I mean, maybe here, maybe for, like, Otani and, like, Singer, you know? But, I mean, if I needed some stability, it wouldn't be the worst case scenario getting Keuchel or Minaya, taking a chance on Bumgarner and stuff. Where is that next tier, by the way? Down here? John Gray all the way to Keuchel? Sure, that's fine. Yes. Logan Webb and Mitch Keller are off. McKenzie does flash it. That's why he's still there. Ugh, it's so hard. It's so hard, guys. I'm happy you understand the struggle, though. I think I have the list. I think this is it. What we're going to do right now is I'm going to publish this. It's not out. It's not like on the site. This is just a way for me now to reference it. So now I have to take from the headline this. And what I do now is I paste it in here. I save the draft. And then we can look at it together. Make this week 5. Make this 26. Change that. That's an I. Why is that an I? That should be a dash. Okay, now we preview this, save this. So we can actually see the list. And this is not the one. By the way, place your last bets now. Who's the image this week? Last predictions, guys. This is it. Who is going to be the list cover pitcher this week? I'm curious who you think, chat. Rogers was 2 weeks ago. Okay. Weathers, Duffy, Rodon. Sure. These are great guesses. Let's see. I'm just staring at this to see if I feel good about it. No one's gotten it right so far. I'll say this about Burns. I'm hesitant to do Burns because it was the last one I did in 2020. It's not Alcantara. Dustin May. I was hesitant to do Dustin May because he was a feature of the SP Roundup yesterday. I try not to double up. The Maeda discussion is that I think he's going to do better. His changeup is going to improve. He's been hyper reliant on fastballs, and that's not the way for Maeda. I can't push him down too far because it's just there's a lot of upside to be had with Maeda still. Peterson, you're hilarious. None of you guys. I don't think I see a single person here getting it right so far. Yeah, it's a surprise. It's not really. Typically what I do is I give it to a pitcher that's moving a lot. This week I thought, you know what? Screw it. We're going to do there it is. There it is. Let's get me out of here. Let's get Chad out of here. Look at that. Gorgeous. Gorgeous job, Justin Paradis. You know, it was one of those weeks of just like, you know what? Let's just do DeGrom. Whatever, man. Let's just do DeGrom. I'm glad you guys like it. I certainly do. Oh, Ben Brown responded to my message. What does the message read? It says, "Good afternoon, Nick. Thank you for your message and your visit. Here at fantasyfootballisstupid.com, we take pride in educating users that fantasy football is in fact not stupid, despite your link being fantasy football is stupid. After reviewing your comment and consulting with several experts in the field, I can definitively say that fantasy football is not stupid. I would again like to thank you for your time, and I hope you'll visit again soon. Thanks, Ben." GoDaddy, huh? Oh, man. All right. Okay. So let's get that updated here. All right. So we're looking at this just to double check if anything's absolutely just standing out and being like, Nick, what's wrong with you? Nothing is so far. This feels right. Ben always deserves a raise. Ben, yeah. So I get a free PL Plus? No, you do not, sadly. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, custom. Pineda fell 25 spots because that's essentially a Vargas rule, and the slider goes down. That's fine with me. Alzolay and Bumgarner deserve the spots. This all makes sense. Keuchel's doing better. Why does he drop? Because I am excited about others. Like Wood and Duffy and Weathers and Javier and Ray and Herman Marquez. Like, this is essentially the same spot he was last week, right? Like, Keuchel at 71 is the same as what last week? Where is he? 63. Like, he hasn't changed, you know? Wrong one. Okay. So this is just me double checking. Is there anyone that we forgot? I'm upset. You're upset about Mania going down? He didn't really, though. It was just me pushing up other guys. Like, no one got removed from the top. Actually, Lynn innately messes everything up with a -1, right? Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Please. R64. R64, please. I'm not reading that aloud. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. All right. David Garcia, Kim. Yep, this all makes sense. I feel good about this. You guys feel good about this? Sorry, not sorry. That's what you should say. Okay. I'm looking at my notes now to make sure there's not anything I dramatically missed. Mills, nah, I don't care about Mills. Hey, thanks so much for the sub, JB Wiz. Yeah, you got the wink. You got the Nick Pollack wink for subbing. See you next week with Trevor Rogers in the top 20. You know that's not going to happen. You know it's not. Oh, yeah. So I think this is right. What I have to do after this is take the notes. So this is what we're feeling right now. Actually, I can make this smaller so that this is fine. Okay, so this feels right to me. This little mini tier. We have Castillo now dropping into this. Does Glasgow deserve to be above these three? Yeah, it's fine. Lynn definitely deserves it to be inside of this. No, Arrieta has a tough schedule ahead. I really don't. I do not trust Arrieta. I just don't. He's going to get bombed. I don't want to even. Kopak isn't going to do it. Oh, LaRussa. He's starting Friday, Bazooka Dan. Is Whitlock confirmed starting? I don't think so, right, Zach? No, Gaussman, Rogers. Put Means underneath Gaussman and Rogers. I think that feels right. It's not confirmed yet with Freed. These guys falling down makes sense. Dustin May, yep. He deserves it, but it's not confirmed, so I can't do it. Eduardo's just been pitching really well, so he goes up here. This seems right. Volatile, but very exciting. And then this, like, cool tier. Like, I feel like it's even a mini one, like, right here. That could go above this, but, like, Boyd's doing well. If he gets the slider, then he goes up. Maybe that's real. Jose Urquidy deserves better. Eflin has been Eflin. I kind of want to throw Eflin at the bottom of this. Actually, I might do that. I might pull down Eflin underneath to where Matt's is. Yeah, I'm going to do that. No hard feelings, Eflin. Rodon has been doing it for too short of a time. Oh, you're saying he belongs in tier 8. Like going down into here. You might be right. But I think he's certainly at a level right now that is above these guys. That's the thing. You know, that's the problem. Is that Rodon is performing above these. But he hasn't deserved it. He's in this weird no man's land. I'm just going to put him at the end of this. Yeah, nitpicky. Yeah, I feel you. A lot of this stuff is just that. Oh, Whitlock is not confirmed. He certainly deserves it, but yeah, who knows? Okay. Robbie Ray. Everyone's going to be like, what, Robbie Ray? I'm like, dude, finally like found the zone, and he's amazing now if he does that. But we don't know. Bassett and Brubaker are safer than Corbin. But Ray Kikuchi, Herman Marquez, Otani Singer, all weird. Yeah, that seems right. It's a good place to put Corbin. Maybe Minaya deserves in here. What is Minaya's schedule? That's pretty easy. I might do that. I might at least bring Minaya into, like, underneath Ray. I'll do that. That's fine with me. Like, well, actually, I'm thinking about this a bit. Like, I trust Minaya more than I do Brubaker. I think I'm a little too high on Brubaker. Okay, we're going to shift some things around a little bit here. We're going to do this. We're going to do this. And we're going to do this. That feels better. Minaya versus Bassett. Ta-da! Fixed everything. Okay. All right, we're going to move on here. Smiley was... for Smiley, he was 51 because no one else was exciting. They're like, no exciting guys. We had no established stuff. Got hurt. Came back. Still underwhelming. I don't trust Drew Smiley. You may be making a good point, though, about, like, am I giving up too soon? Like, I probably should put him up. I should probably put Smiley, like, 85. Yeah, that's a good call. Whoever said that. Who was that? Furtree? Yeah, good call. I think you're right about Smiley. I am too low at this. Like, I trust him more than these. Okay, yeah. But it gets weird around here. So at the very least, like, you deserve that. Here. Good call. Let me reload it. Everyone's going to be upset about this one, but he stinks. Well, he doesn't stink. He's just really, really annoying. Wade Miley above this is going to freak people out, but the schedule is so nice. I think this is good. All right. If there's anything else you want to say, forever hold your peace. This is it. This is your last remark. This is it. Dunn and Alzolay. Alzolay is showing more upside with his stuff than Dunn is. Dunn is, I think, a little bit more... he doesn't get as much out of his secondary stuff that Alzolay does. Like, Alzolay went like 45%, 50% sliders, and that's what makes me a little bit more excited in that way. The benefit of Dunn is Dunn has gone 6 innings. So it's like I'm debating those two. Yeah, they do seem very similar, but it's like Dunn has a better expression of like, hey, I can probably go 6. While Alzolay is like, hey, I can probably do more with my slider. So it's like, I don't know. Oh, that's Minaya. Sorry. Hey, that would be great. I would love if Tony Disco is that. Where is he at right now? Oh, this is 77. Where? All right. This is good. I'll send this to fast. All right. I'm supposed to stick around and do the notes. I can't. I need a moment. All right. I'm going to do the notes. I'll do the notes. I got to do the notes. Got to do the notes, right? Get this out as soon as I can. Get the notes out. Okay. I need you, chat. I need you to give me strength, the energy to write the next 30 minutes, 45 minutes, and make me not feel self-conscious that I'm super boring. Okay? That's the struggle I have. Thanks, Ross. But that's the struggle I have right now is like, I know I'm not nearly as engaging when I just sit there and type. You know what I mean? So I need you to ask questions. I need you to encourage me to say, it's okay, Nick. It's okay, Nick. Write the notes. You don't need to always be entertaining all the time on the stream. Okay? Just to watch me write the notes? You're hilarious. Oh my God. Give me strength. Thank you, Mango. Notes are the best part of the stream. You guys are hilarious. I don't know if you're just being nice to me or what. Okay, so I have to use this as a reference point. I'm here for the sassy notes. Okay. So you guys, let's see what you can see. I'm going to make this good for you so you can see everything. So you want it like this. Okay. Or I can probably move this over and then move this over. Cool. And then what I can do then is I can put the list there and then I can see everything here. All right. Does it get large if I do that? No, it doesn't. Okay. So we got to get rid of this. Goodbye, glorious notes. There are 2,100 words. I wrote about 1,600 words in notes. That's how many notes I write. 1,600 words. Jesus. Okay, so we're gonna get rid of this. No. Is there anyone else that who got removed this week? Jaco DeRizzi. Top 80 SP. I don't know why I put SP. It's obvious it's always SP. I'm just going to do this from now on. It's like, what is it, a catcher? I'm like, no, it's not. You know, let's just do this. Simplify. You know? Oh no, I did. Oh, you're the best. Okay, I can get that back pretty quickly. Thank you. That's pretty easy to get though. I cloned the article, so I still have the old one. But yeah, you can't. I can't get rid of the read the notes one. That's like the most important one. It's like my greatest like sassy like please spare me. I am actually, people on Reddit are not gonna like me, and I feel very terrible. But I mean, back in the day, I used to do this kind of quietly, and then like I would take the time to answer questions on Reddit after. But I just don't have as much time, and these, you know, this Twitch chat is essentially me taking that time, right? So I'm essentially going to be on Reddit being like, hey guys, I can answer like a couple, but if you really want to ask me questions, you just got to jump on the Twitch chat when I do them. You know, that's how you get your stuff back. Chat has my back, man. Y'all are the best. I've said this before, but seriously, I cannot be more lucky and thankful of chat, of you guys just hanging out with us. Like, this is my work. You know, this is what normally is just me on my own, just kind of like doing the thing. And it's just so much better, especially during this, you know, during COVID and stuff. It's like having some sort of social interaction and everything is always a benefit. So thank you guys, really. And, you know, supporting it and being like, yeah, Nick, do the notes and stuff. It's all just incredibly helpful for me. So thank you. It's Carrasco top 20 catcher. Yeah, right. All right, so let's go through this. Anyone coming off of this or changing? Drew Smiley is off of it. Delete. He is at 91. That's why he's here. Oh, Caleb Smith. All right. Alzalay. Cool. And here. Okay. So who did we remove from this week? We added Odorizzi. Okay. We didn't actually remove Arihara. He's already. I mean, I'll just gonna put a row. Just not sure he's good enough for Arihara. Hey, thanks so much for the follow. Drew Regulator. A Gregulator. I like that. That's good. Kopech 100% belongs in here, so I gotta explain to people why he's not here. I would say he's top 50. I would put him at Stroman, right? Like I would put him right here. With like Inoa, you know? Is that totally confirmed that they're going to continue that way? It was over the weekend. Thanks for deleting Kim. Yeah, that's a really good point, though. Is it? I didn't know if it was confirmed. Is it confirmed about Fulmer being only in tandem with Skubal? Oh, it is. Okay. All right. Then then you're right. Then you guys are completely right. So then if that's the case, who was one of the last ones not added? Or removed. David Peterson. Alex Cobb. Joe Ross. He gets Miami. I'm gonna go Joe Ross. Just do it quickly. You want Peterson? I'm gonna do Joe Ross. Oh, he's already here. Fine, then David Peterson. As I remove Michael Fulmer. Streaming option. Strikeout upside, I guess. What is this email? All right. Okay. Peterson's back in. He was the last one cut. I mean, I kind of just leave the fringe table. I think it's fine. Like, I kind of like the idea of this being just a massive table, you know, just a reminder of all the players. Yeah, I'm not really. I don't want to start Cobb. I don't know. First time viewer. Hey, what's up? Quick question. First day of the fantasy week, should I start Garcia versus Baltimore? If it's a head-to-head league, you should be counting out the starts through the week about how many you expect to have and how many your opponent expects to have. If you find yourself in a situation where you feel you need to take a chance early on, like you need to get streams, then I would go Garcia. If I had to guess, I would say that the quality of innings will probably be in your benefit. But it's a complete shrug. Like, we don't know where Garcia's at. Apparently he has a new slider. That's all I know. I don't even know how long he's going to go. 6 innings. Okay, wait. That's a PQS. Any walks? Any walks there, Alec? Because that's my streaming pick of the day. Yes. That's a streaming victory. Yes, I'm up to like 13-9 or 14-9. Let's go. Is Aaron Boone still the manager? All right, so as far as this table goes, we're going to add everybody else now because we just had that quick detour. We removed Luke Weaver. We already had Logan Allenoff. Kent Emanuel. I'll write all the reasonings in a moment. I just want to add everyone I need to. Zach Davies, Michael Waka, Carlos Martinez, Casey Mize, Nick Pivetta, Alex Cobb. Mitch Keller and Logan Webb as well. I'm just going to say this. I'll add Arrieta to this because you guys were asking about that. I mean, it's really this simple. I was like, I'm not sure he's good enough. All right. That's fine. It's all very much in the air. I'm just going to leave it as is right now. Oh, yeah, Rich Hill. I don't know if Rich Hill was here, though. But Rich Hill isn't mentioned in the thing. So, yeah, good call. I mean, this is my just a fault of, like, look, I thought of him. I don't think he's good enough. Oviedo and Garcia, do they really deserve it? I mean, I guess. They haven't really started. You know, so we'll see. I think that's kind of assumption that, you know, I'll just do that. Okay. So now the actual notes start. Oh my God. All right. How fast do you think I can do this? How fast do you think I can write like 1,600 words? Oh man. I gotta, hold on. We gotta stretch. We gotta stretch for a second. Just. Oh, you gotta stand up every so often, right? Oh my God. Oh. You know, I call this the chair of death. Because I can find myself just sitting in it for way too long. Oh my God. Okay. Just gotta move around. I'm sorry. I know this is kind of weird. I do this all the time. Okay. All right. It's a really good chair, though. It's a really good chair. 800 words per minute, 2 minutes, no problem. Oh, I don't need. Oh no. Trust me. This is a steel case. This one is like. It's supposed to cost like $1,200. I got it for like $200. For incredibly, like, I researched chairs for ages. Found on Craigslist someone selling this because I don't remember what it was, but they gave, I think it was like $200 or $300. This is a steel case, not the Leap, but the I don't remember. It's really good. It's an amazing chair. And I used to have like terrible Staples chairs or whatever, and they would fall apart and everything. This chair is the best. It's the best. Gesture. Yes, that's it. Steelcase Gesture. That's what I have. Thank you. It's so good. It's so good. Yeah. You can control everything from like how much support you get right now. I have it all the way back, so I'm like straight up against the support of it. Oh, it's wonderful. Okay. Notes. I've delayed this long enough. All right. No. Jacob deGrom. That's lovely. Good writing. Starting at 2,000? No. Get out of here. No. I'm seeing Steelcase Gestures for like, for like 1,000, 1,100 or something like that. But don't check their site. That's like the MSRP, so then they can say, hey, ours is 40% off. You know. But someone was like, I was just decided to go on Craigslist, like searching for all this stuff, and someone was just like, hey, yeah, I got this one for whatever. You know, just some random thing, and like noticed it was a Gesture. I was like, I'll get that. I'll get that chair. Yeah, it's a really good chair. I got super lucky with this. Yeah, I'm not gonna get like the racer back chair and stuff like that. Like, nah, I'm not. I'm no dunce. I'll look this stuff up. All right. Let's see. Let's see here. I don't know, but yes, let's just go with that. Yeah, steel case gesture is 100% that one. All right, that's fine. What? Oh, WordPress does that sometimes. It's a bit frustrating. His high quality of innings. I already mentioned his name. Oh, you got the same chair? Dude, it's so good. Wait, seriously? You just found this chair on Craigslist for $200, Alec? Yeah, they are awful for you. They don't give you the support. I don't know how they like do this stuff. Dude, Alec, get it. Make sure it's the gesture. Make sure it's this one, but it is such a good chair. Oh man, it really is. Like I got this in 2018. And oh my lord, I'm just so happy I did. It really is something special. All right, we're gonna keep going here, as I try my best to to get through this. Okay. Let me do this for you. Would it be better if I just let me hold on. Let me do that. Easier to see, you know? Season. More wobbly. How do you spell wobbly? There you go. Okay. Hey, thanks so much for the follow, Will. All right. Hey, thanks a lot, Rusty Snorkel. Wow, what a name. Rusty Snorkel. Is that a band? Sounds like a punk band. Maybe like a surf rock punk band. Rusty Snorkel. All right. Tier 4. That's you guys. Nope. There you go. Why is it saying that's bad? Why? Oh, is that a comma? That's why it's saying it's bad. There you go. Look at WordPress. What a wonderful thing. All right. Oh no, my league mate is here. Oh, I'm so sorry, Crooked. You got all this stuff. My $80 chair from Sable is almost as painful as owning Tyone, Kluber, Corbin, and Plesac. Yeah, that implies though that like the $80 chair will be better over time. Yes, Zach, I wouldn't do that. That's like, to me, that Trevor Rogers thing is like dealing Paddock for DeGrom. If you remember that like 2 years ago. All right. Let's see. Okay. Oh, I can do this. And then I can make this red. Oh, yeah, look at that. Look at that quality. Is there a single page that has all the guidelines of what is good for each stat? That is really hard to create because it's always relative. So which guidelines are you looking for in particular, Crucial? It might help us answer that question because there's so many stats, and it's like, are 5Ks good, poor? I mean, on a given night, that could be either one, you know? Like 20% strikeout rate used to be good. Now it's poor, you know? 30% used to be, 27% used to be elite strikeout rate. Now it's very good, right? It's like now 40% is elite or 35%. So things change. So it makes that kind of a hard thing to make. And there's a ton of like we're talking like dozens and dozens and dozens. So to have a full range for all of those that are constantly shifting around makes for a hard article to make. We do want to implement league averages, by the way, for our stats. We actually, I know this is a quick tangent, but I hope you guys truly understand that our player pages, first of all, we have the SP Roundup blurbs inside player pages now. So if you look up Tyler Glasnow or whatever, you're going to see all of the blurbs I've written for each of the game logs, which is amazing. I've been dreaming of that for 6 years. But that's a step forward. Like the player pages, we know that you're still going to Fangraphs and stuff like that. I get it. I go to Fangraphs often, right? We want to make it better. We're doing all the things that we want to do for the future to make it so that you don't want to go to Fangraphs anymore. And yeah, we're it's not like we just made that stuff and then we're done with it. No, we know the flaws of it. We know the problems with it. Some of the problems are very innate and we have to shift a lot of things to fix them. But we're doing all the things that we want to be doing and we're moving in that direction. Just so you guys are aware of those player pages. But yeah, we finally have that. Oh, it's so great. Thanks, Zach. Oh yeah, we've got major plans for our stats as a whole. Lots of things. Okay. This is fine. Makes me want to actually lower Alcantara. Yeah. Oh, I hate doing it. Oh, I hate doing it so much, but I feel like I have to lower Alcantara underneath Musgrove. Like, you feel better starting Urias and Musgrove and more. Nah, I'm just going to leave it. It's very close. It's very close. On fan graphics, that's funny. Beer pitcherless or something. Oh, that's funny. Oh, the roster resource stuff is so unbelievable. Oh, thanks, love brother. That's actually yeah, that's what started the whole thing, as I wanted you to be able to visualize every single pitcher. That's why we were called pitcher gifts back in 2014. And I wanted a gift database where you can see everybody. That's what started the entire thing, is that desire. So cool to hear that you enjoy that. All right. Nothing really more to note there. Is Jose Barrios too high? Nah, it's fine. Oh, you can ask any questions you want. Lament note reminder. I gotta change this. Thank you. I appreciate you. If Rogers for Castillo is too much. Wait, no. I would rather have Castillo, is my point. Zach. I want Castillo, but I mean, like, if you can deal Inoa and McKenzie instead, I would 100% do that. I would love to. I don't want to trade away Rogers, you know? I think it's just too much fun. You'd feel terrible if, like, Rogers keeps going, you know? But as you can see from the list, I would rather have Castillo. Um. This is probably, by the way, going to come out at 4. Um. I mean, it's always a question of who's on the wire, right? I would personally try to deal Mats and see what you can get for that. Maybe Scooble, but honestly, you probably want to hold on to Scooble for next year or later, maybe in the second half of this year. Yeah, it is risky, but you don't have any of the top tier guys. That's the problem. I mean, I guess you have Glass now, but that's it. Oh, yes. Nice job, APOC. Well done. Is there anything else you want to mention about this tier? Not really. All right. Real time. See. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, I'd want to have fun with the Rogers train. You know. Yeah, it's gonna be a ton of fun. Oh, I don't want any of that crucial. It's pretty lame. All right. Let's. I hope I'm not boring you, by the way, guys. I'm trying to make it interesting, but I got about another 1,000 words to write. All right. Let's keep moving. Facet? No. Has spot in the Dodgers rotation. And vaulted is as inflated, ballooned. Let's go with that. All right. With fortunate. I don't know if you guys can read that, but this is me being like, look, y'all, it's crazy. Oh, thanks so much for the follow. Burger versus burrito. There was a place called Burgerito that was near me. I think it got shut down because that's not going to survive in Park Slope. Thoughts on McKenzie for Brubaker trade? I would rather have McKenzie because it's more consistent. Or it's not more consistent. Sorry, it's more for the long haul. I feel like Brubaker is more like a good streamer, as opposed to someone that's like, oh man, I'm really happy I've rostered Brubaker, you know? So I hope we get to that point with Brubaker, but there just isn't a lot inside the repertoire save this slider. Do you think there's a point in the list where the messiness gets noticeably worse, or does that basically go to the end of the list? No, I mean, tier 8, it's tier 8 through like tier 11 it's like, what? Maybe tier 10. I mean, this is how the list is structured right now is, yeah, like the top of, I've said this before in previous weeks, but like the top 7 tiers, that's the sturdy stuff. That's like, I haven't really changed this yet. They're like little numbers, but not like massive jumps up or down, you know? Dustin May is a surprise, but that's about it. But after that is when it's like, well, we hope things are going to be good. Yeah, and then by like June, things settle down. We get a good idea of this guy, of that guy. But I will say the list is made this way. This is what I've talked about a lot this offseason is you should be shifting. Guys change all the time in season. You should be trying to find like the ones that blossom into top 40, top 50 guys and give yourself the opportunity to get those players. Hey, maybe, who knows, Alex Wood can continue being this great. Same with Danny Duffy, right? You want to be in on that. Maybe Ryan Weathers is the thing, or Christian Javier. You want to put yourself in the position where those guys are good and like help you out, you know? I mean, Ryan Weathers just showed up this past week. Okay, you know? That is how you win in this. And it's not about the first month of the season. And this is kind of why I was like, all right, I know I'm going to be changing stuff, so I want to go after the guys with the early schedule like right away so that I'm not so behind in April. And I can take advantage of the fact that there will be guys like Huascar Inoa or Trevor Rogers or whoever it is who are going to impress and I'd be able to pick up, right? That's big brain. That's fantasy baseball, baby. Okay. That's an Oxford comma. All right, that's fine. Body. Um. Did I already use the word blossom? Yeah, I already used it. Missed the list being drafted. The bench, one of Ohtani, Lynn, Keuchel, Kim, Corbin. Any thoughts? Who do they get this week? What should I drop for Kluber? Kim is the weakest one to me. Morph, evolve. Yeah. To reach his potential, but good stuff. I'll just do this name again. I don't need to say anything about Wood or Duffy, I feel. We're gonna keep moving because it's getting late. I'm already at 1,700 words. Oh my lord. Okay. By the way, thank you all for sticking around, those that have. I understand it's not nearly as exciting as before, but hesitant. But you know, this is what's important. This is what's important. Tani at Texas, Lynn and Keuchel at Kansas City, Corbin at New York. What? Corbin's supposed to be getting Miami. Could have sworn Corbin's getting Miami. Isn't he getting this? Okay, good. Whew. Whew. Yeah, that's the Mets. Meet the Mets. Meet the Mets. Come on down and beat the Mets. Oh, that's this one. Okay. I would say, yeah, Kim is the one you bench. Of those options. Excuse me. All right, we gotta plow through this. Here we go. I think that's right. I think I just want to double check that really quickly. Yep. And here's that's all I'm going to say about that. All right, let's keep on moving. Three more tiers. Okay. Oh yeah, no, it's the same. It's the same tier. Big debate, but no. Jay Flaw is getting called up. I don't know who that is. Oh no. Okay. Contract selected by the Orioles. It should serve as a low leverage reliever. J Fla. J Florida A. Okay. This fastball. John Gray. think that's right. Is this right though? No, he pitched here, so he's getting this next. It's not his about capitalize. Who else do I want to add here? Okay. We're gonna move on to tier 12. We're almost there. We're so close. Add commands to define your PL terms. Like, oh, sweet. That sounds great. Seriously, I don't know how to set that up, but I 100%. If there's a mod watching right now, I'm all for that. I'm somewhat of a noob when it comes to Twitch, and it's something I do want to improve upon. But I think that's a great idea, Zach. Whew. This is long. Against the Orioles. What was it, 8 strikeouts? What was it? Yep. All right, last one. Last one. We're so close. Oh man. I already have one. Oh man, this is a Cahill box white switches. My favorite mechanical keyboard. That's why they sound. That's why the keyboard sounds like it does. I've tried all the other ones. This is my favorite one so far. All right, and that's it, right? Okay, last two. And last one is what? There we go. All right. 2,300 words. The list is complete. Thank you all so much for sticking around and forcing me to get this out. It would have been out at like 4 or 5 probably if you didn't push me to do it. Drop Kim for Amber Valdez or sale for Kluber. Depends on the depends if you need the short term of Kim. I'd hold on sale as long as I could. But all right, guys. Thank you so much for being here for this. Awesome having you for the entire stream. I'm going to record on the corner a bit later today with Fast. But remember, Monday through Friday, 8:30 a.m. to 10 a.m., I'm doing Twitch streaming here. Ask all your questions there. But that's it. That's going to do it. Yeah. Thanks for being here, guys. You're the best. I'm so lucky to have so much support doing this stuff. So really, thank you from the bottom of my heart. And yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow morning. See ya.